Two-time Hall of Fame inductees, Brent Godarzi and Marty Young. Back-to-back #1 trucking firm in the nation. Back-to-back best attorney and best law firm in East Texas.
Crowley Funeral Home has been serving families in Gilmer since 1883. Funeral director and Gilmer High School graduate Troy Murray leads the professional staff at Crowley Funeral Home and is committed to providing dignified, respectful, and compassionate assistance to every family in their time of need. Crowley Funeral Home feels strongly about maintaining high standards of excellent service while still keeping prices affordable. At Crowley Funeral Home, we treat your family as our own.
Gilmer National Bank is your hometown community bank, serving people in East Texas for over a century. We are your neighbors, friends, and partners in making this a great place to live. Our employees make us a special place to do business. We are there for you when you need us. Come by and see us and find out what makes people say, "That's my bank." Gilmer National Bank, an equal opportunity lender and member FDIC.
At Farmers Insurance, we've seen almost everything, so we know how to cover almost anything, even a rock and wreck. Yeah! He rocked and rolled right into it, but we covered it. At Farmers, we know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
When tragedy strikes, you don't want to be in a position where you're second guessing your lawyer's ability or the resolve to get you fairly compensated. When you hire Godarzi & Young, you know you're hiring a law firm that has nationally ranked settlements and verdicts. We have over 2 decades of experience holding 18-wheeler companies accountable for their negligent action. Don't make the mistake of hiring anybody else. Hire the best. Hire Godarzi & Young.
Extra, extra! Read all about tonight's game in Thursday's Gilmer Mirror, complete with pictures, coaches' comments, and a look at next week's opponent. The Gilmer Mirror has been serving the citizens of Upshur County since 1877. You know, reading the news online is fine, but there is nothing like physically picking up your hometown paper, turning the pages, and catching up on everything going on in our area. If you're not subscribing to the Gilmer Mirror, you're probably missing out. It's one of my favorite publications, and I know you'll love it too. The Gilmer Mirror, www.gilmermirror.com.
Because of investments in our surrounding infrastructure, eTex offers advanced improvements in internet connections, service experience, and quality of life for our customers. The driving force for eTex has been to create a state-of-the-art company using both the latest technology and local expert technicians, people you know. And best of all, a certified support team that delivers quality support within hours, not days. eTex, local support from the team you trust.
The Med Shop Pharmacy in Gilmer's features a drive-through pharmacy for all your prescription and over-the-counter drug needs. Place refills using our free phone app RX2Go or use our convenient auto refill line 24/7 at 903-680-2626. Stop by and see our unique gift items for all occasions or visit us on the web at gilmermedshop.com. And don't forget, the Med Shop is your flu shot and vaccine headquarters for the fall and winter season. The Med Shop Pharmacy, your friendly hometown pharmacy.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Jeff Traylor Stadium, where your Gilmer Buckeyes get set to take on the Pittsburgh Pirates. I am joined tonight by Joe Dodd, who will be on with me tonight. Jeff Raz, the voice of the Buckeyes, has got off the next couple of weeks. I don't know what to tell you, Joe. You send Jeff to the beach, and it takes 2 weeks to get him back. But nevertheless, we are on our second district game here, and the Gilmer Buckeyes get ready to take on the Pittsburgh Pirates. A long history in this rivalry, and why don't you tell us a little bit about how deep this rabbit hole goes in terms of the history?
Yeah, as far as I can tell in all my research, I'm pretty solid on this, that the Pittsburgh-Gilmer matchup is the most historic in Gilmer's, long career. It's the 108th season that Gilmer's played football. Started in 1914, and in 1914, two of our games were against Pittsburgh. One there and one here. And so far, I haven't been able to determine if there was a game before this one. I think there was, but I haven't completely nailed it down by actual evidence as the newspapers. But I do have a newspaper from the Pittsburgh Gazette, Friday, October 9th, 1914, so that's 107 years ago. And it says, a little article here says, Pittsburgh 51, Gilmer 0. The Pittsburgh high school football team went to Gilmer last Friday and defeated the Gilmer team by a score of 51-0. And it tells who made touchdowns for Pittsburgh. And it says the Gilmer team will play here today, and it is believed that there will be a good game. Obviously, a little, trying to pump it up since the Pittsburgh boys won 51-0. I want to try to get some people there to show up in Pittsburgh. And the reason that they believe it'll be a good game, they said, was the visitors, meaning the Buckeyes, have been busy during the past week learning the rules of the game and practicing them. So, in 108 years of learning the rules and practicing, I'd say we've done a pretty good job.
Well, and I hate to say this because knowing Coach Abram over on the other side, the new head coach from Pittsburgh, he's originally from Sulphur Springs, played at Sulphur Springs, Joe, in about the time that we were in Sulphur Springs, and then went on with his college career and then came back. Tristan was the head coach 2 years ago at Paul Pewitt when they went to state. He was voted the 3A state coach of the year. And now he's the head coach in Pittsburgh. And what we will see tonight from the Pittsburgh Pirate offense is probably a lot like you saw back in 1914.
Yeah, that's really good, Todd. I hadn't even made that connection yet, but you're right. They run what they call a pistol slot tee. And, it looks like, when you and I were playing, even back in the the late 80s, that was not that uncommon. A lot of teams ran all sorts of different kinds of running offenses, veers and wishbones, and even slot tees and things like that. And it was the teams that would come out and throw the ball that were weird. Practice for and redo the defense and all that. And you've seen that shift over the last 10 years or so in Texas high school football, in that the running teams aren't as prevalent as they used to be. You see these passing teams, and not just passing teams, but the teams that really spread it out. So, you definitely couldn't call Gilmer a passing team because they're really about 50-50 most of the time on yardage gain, passing, and rushing.
Very balanced.
And a lot of teams are like that. What they do is they just spread everybody out because their philosophy is get athletes out in space, get them the ball, and then see what happens. Well, Pittsburgh and their coach do something completely different. And, a lot of times the reason they do that differently is because it's so different that teams don't see it a lot, and so it's difficult to prepare for. But with this slot tee, you'll see most of the time they bunch it all up. There'll be 11 players within about, 10 yards of each other, and they just go all over the place. Now, they will drop back in a shotgun every now and then. That's where the pistol part comes in. They will, send receivers out, sometimes, but they primarily block because in 6 ball games so far, their quarterback has thrown 13 passes.
Which is a good quarter for Brandon Tennyson. And their quarter, they started out the season with the dual quarterback system with number 11, Jackson Ramsey, who is injured now. And now the quarterbacking duties fall to Braden Bolton, normally a running back. He was a running back last year. But you'll see he's great back. Pittsburgh obviously has lots of athletes. But we have to kind of kid with Eric that tonight he's going to have to be able to zoom in as far as that camera will zoom. And all 11 guys are still going to be in the picture.
Yeah, well, and he's going to be kind of hard to find because he's at 5'9", 170 pounds. He's a cousin to Brandon Bolton, who's a really good basketball player for the Buckeyes, and you'll see a lot of that. If we had time to go into it, there's lots of distant cousins between the two teams.
Yeah, there's about 6 great-grandmothers that connect about half both
exactly.
Teams.
And I was going to say that, it's not uncommon for kids that, play at Pittsburgh to come to Gilmer and back and forth, Gilmer to Pittsburgh. We had a teammate, Stacy Davis, back in the day that ended up in Pittsburgh, things like that. So, they're so close, about 15 miles apart on U.S. Highway 271, that, it's just a lot of familiarity. And I didn't mention it before, but this is the 75th meeting between the two teams. And getting back to what you were saying about how tightly grouped they are, and how difficult it's going to be to see Braden Bolton, the quarterback, who wears a very different number, 21. You don't see that very often on a quarterback.
It's like Doug Flutie.
Well, the reason you don't, though, is because he also starts both ways on linebacker. And so at 5'9", 170, that's a pretty good size, but short, and he gets behind his center on the offensive line, and I'm not making this up, number 79, John Peters, is 6'3", 350 pounds.
Yeah, he blocks out the sun.
And if you watch video, that he almost touches his knees to the ground when he gets under center to take the snap. And I'm not kidding. When you're on the defensive side, you cannot see
the quarterback.
You can't see him at all. And so it's very unique. Gives him a little bit of element of where is the ball going to be at and everything. And so the key when you talk to Coach Metzel over the week. Was like any kind of team that runs a scheme like that is just discipline. Your outside people have got to stay disciplined and not let lose contain, and that's the most important thing for them is just to stay disciplined, not lose contain, and even though they only throw 2 times a game, those are most of the time those are times that hurt you because they usually tend to get somebody to sneak behind the secondary.
Yeah, exactly. They'll try to burn you deep when they do go deep. Captains for tonight's game out in the center of the field, Cody Guidry, number 4. Number 44, we'll call his name a lot. That's Big Matthew Burton. So Pittsburgh's won the toss, deferred the option. The Buckeyes are going to take the ball. Brandon Tennyson, number 11, and number 58 for the Buckeyes, Braden Clinton. Some of the best athletes. No, it's the Buckeyes, that won the toss, Jeff, deferred to the second half, and Pittsburgh will receive.
That's interesting. I asked Coach Metzel at Wednesday's coaches luncheon. He mentioned that one of the things he wanted to do was probably go on offense and see if they could get up the score good and maybe take Pittsburgh out of their regular game plan. Maybe try to make them throw the ball more or something because they're not that good at it. And so I said, if you win the toss, it means instead of deferring, you're going to accept the kick. And he's like, I'm not sure. So now we know.
We know. He's changed his mind. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Growing up as a child in East Texas, I was always taught that I had to outwork my opponent. That same principle has carried over into our law firm. And for over 20 years, we've outworked each and every insurance company, lawyer, or corporation we've gone against. If you look at our results, they prove it. Put us to work for you, and we promise to never stray from the same East Texas work ethic that you were raised on.
Rowdy Creek Ranch, located on Highway 300 between Gilmer and Longview, is your destination for a world-class escape. With everything from dinner and wine tastings to weekend retreats in our unique and luxurious glamping park, Rowdy Creek is a little piece of heaven right in our own backyard. Corporate events, reunion gatherings, weekend getaways, and even dinner with live music are all on offer at Rowdy Creek Ranch.
For all of your oil change and automotive service and maintenance needs, drop by Pit Stop Oil and Lube in Gilmer and take care of it with the fast, friendly, and full quality service. Pit Stop Oil and Lube is your hometown car care professional and can take care of anything your car needs to keep your vehicle running great and to keep you safe and satisfied. Conveniently located on Highway 271 North in Gilmer, if you need an oil change or inspection, make a pit stop at Pit Stop Oil and Lube.
Josh Smith. With the U.S. flag, Cadet Emily Allison. The Texas flag, Cadet
Back to the
Buddy
action here
Beathard.
as we pause for the national anthem.
Carrying the black flag, Cody Guidry. The Gilmer flag, Parker Gilo. And Texas Guard, Aiden Newland. In addition to presenting the colors, we would like to recognize several honorary captains. First, from the History Department, Carolyn Williams and Jeff Parrott. And 2 special honorary captains from our community. Please welcome Jason and Debbie Barber. The Barbers are the parents of the late Carson Barber, beloved Buckeye football player and student who passed away earlier this year. We continue to send our love and prayers to the Barber family. Thank you for being with us tonight.
Get tired.
And now, our national anthem.
That's our national anthem. As we get ready to kick things off here, the Buckeyes are going to kick off to Pittsburgh. And we want to say, Joe, congratulations to the Gilmer High School Buckeye Band, who has once again, for the umpteenth year in a row, gotten all first divisions in area and qualified for state competition. As you know, Jeff, they went and finished third last year in state. And Mr. Gray and Brandon there are going to take the Buckeye Band and try to go do better than last year, but they have qualified now, so we're very proud of them. And all of our programs got to do the coaches show this week and talk about the other programs, the cross-country program, the volleyball program, and we'll talk about that hopefully later on in the second half when we're really looking for something to talk about.
Well, I want to get in real quick that, we just saw a little bit of the pregame festivities for this game. Of course, we have one more home game. I think it's 2 weeks from now, I believe.
North Lamar.
North Lamar here, Paris, North Lamar. And we want to get out the word to everybody that 40 years ago today, the Buckeye teams made it to the state finals for the first time. That 1981 squad is going to be honored before the game, right in that part where the pregame, right before they get a kickoff. So we need to try to get word out to all those guys that played and coached on that 1981 team to be here in 2 weeks for that game.
Yeah, Tommy Wagner, and I know that Frank Brazil is out there listening to us and was on that team. Tommy Smith and John Irwin and a lot of those guys that were the Buckeyes back there. So get everybody
Ricky
together.
Stone,
Ricky Stone.
the guys that were my idols when I was 10 years old that year.
That's right. Here comes the kick from Hernandez. It's going to be deep and into the end zone, and that is going to be a touchback as the Buckeyes start things off kicking towards the south end. And Joe, get ready to see, I don't know if you're going to call it the wing tee or how we're going to refer to this offense, but let's just say it's 3 yards in a cloud of dust coming at us. Coach Abram over there will be very happy to play keep away from the Buckeyes to start this game and to keep possession of the ball and more importantly, keep it away from the Buckeye offense. They're 0-6 coming into tonight's game. 0-6 on the season. They have yet to win, and they would like to put the first W.
They've played a very tough schedule.
Very
in fact,
tough.
Their schedule, I think, ranked 4th in the state in difficulty. And I don't want to correct you, but you said the dust reference. It's rubber pellets now. So.
Yeah, exactly. Well, here is the first down handoff to the dive back. He gets 5 out to the 30-yard line. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 5 for Pittsburgh. Number 26, Price, is in on that carry, and they gain 5 yards first right out of the box, Joe.
Hey, listen, for them, that's like Gilmer coming out and having a 15-yard passing play the first down. If they get 5 yards on each carry, they will be extremely happy all night long.
Yeah, you got a whole lot of diversity and talent over there. You see number 54, the guard, lined up next to the center, number 79, and it looks like the difference between huge and not very huge.
Our nose guard is a pretty big boy.
We got a flag down in the backfield as that's going to come back 5 yards and turn that into 2nd and 10. And Joe, that's exactly what Pittsburgh wants to avoid at all costs is negative plays.
Yeah, exactly, because like I said, in this offense, it really is, like you said, 3 yards in a cloud of dust, and they want to do that 3 or 4 times and just keep on picking up first downs. And when they have something like that happen, it just makes it almost impossible.
Yeah, put you behind the chains. The better quality football you play, the more important field position is, as we talked to Coach Metzel in the coaches show, and the more important it is to execute and not have mistakes. And Pittsburgh just has their first one. They rush to the line of scrimmage, and they hand off to the off-back, and he runs hard back out to the 30-yard line. Going to bring up 3rd down and about 4, but I think we've got another flag down from the side judge, and that looks like it's offsides against Gilmer.
And I saw that. Looked like we were offsides. It'll be interesting to see what they want to do here, because they didn't pick up a lot of yardage, so I would think they'd probably go ahead and take the penalty and keep the down, and it puts them back out to very close where they were after their first down play. But you see they've got some good size folks. They've got some good athletes. That running back, made the first tackler miss, and you don't see it very often with number 20 linebacker kicker is it right? Hernandez for us. I mean, solid linebacker, hardly ever misses a tackle. So they've got the people there. It's just that they're probably 3 or 4 best guys play almost every snap.
Yeah, it's going to come down to a 3rd and 4th quarter game. They'll try to limit plays in order to rectify that. But 2nd and 5 for Pittsburgh now. Once again, under center, we got motion coming across. They're going to quarterback keep this one. And you see how fast that quarterback gets out there. That's number 21 for Pittsburgh. That's Bolton. He picks up a first down, moves the chains out to the 42, where they'll have a 1st and 10.
And you're going to see that a lot. He is their primary offense. He runs the ball more than any of the running backs, and he's very good. It's just that, like I said, he also, you're going to see him after they get done on offense. He's going to be out there at one of the linebacker spots and never come off the field. And, Gilmer's players play both ways. People, they think, well, Gilmer's got all this depth. We do, but we still play both ways, but they limit the plays for everybody. These guys, they're just not there yet, and so their 3 or 4 best guys play every snap.
Here's the snap again from the 42. Now going to the other side. They're going to hand off straight up the middle, and that is going to be shut down by a host of Buckeyes. That's led by number 56, Borda, and Big Smooth, number 7 there for the Buckeyes. Of course, that's Jerron Choice for no gain to bring up 2nd and 10. And that's, once again, puts them behind the chains. They don't like to throw the ball, Jeff, as you said, 13 times in 6 games now that they've put it in the air.
We're going to have a drinking game tonight, so he's already called me Jeff twice. So everybody's already getting pretty loopy, but no, you're good. But, you're saying, the Buckeyes defense is only giving up about 116 yards a game rushing. So it'll be very interesting to see what they do against a team that's all they do.
Here's motion to the right-hand side. They run a trap play to the inside. The Buckeyes very quick there to shut that down after about 2 yards. It's going to bring up 3rd down, and they say that there's a fumble on that play. Let's see what the referee says. As the
Buckeyes are saying that, or the referee's saying that.
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have replay, and
they are talking about it.
See what the referees say. The Buckeyes are all saying that's a fumble, and we came out with the football.
There's 4 of them in the huddle, and all the Buckeyes are pointing that way. But let's just see if the man in charge points that way.
Running on the field, the runner had a knee down, foul the ball coming out, 3rd down.
I want to replay.
Yeah,
Eric, come on.
We need to get to the playoffs, Joe, and have instant replay. But that's fortunate for Pittsburgh. It's already a victory. They moved the chains, run the clock down under 9 minutes already. But this is a big 3rd down play here for the Buckeyes.
And I don't want to say that they're okay with not scoring, because every team wants to score. But honestly, if they can take up 5-6 minutes every time they're on offense, that's what they want to do. Obviously, they like to score every now and then, but they really want to take the clock out, take time off the clock, and like you said, limit the Buckeyes' offensive snaps.
Yeah, the referee now came out from the back judge standpoint, and we're going to have a second call.
I think the JV game last night, according to my brother who went.
Recovered by Gilmer, and his down was out of
Oh, wow. A little replay there down there. I like that.
Yeah, so we had a referee replay instantly, and the Buckeyes are going to take over 1st and 10 from the Pittsburgh 46 after that fumble. And the back judge came up and corrected the referee and said, no, it was a Buckeyes knee who was down, not a Pittsburgh Pirates knee who was down. And the Buckeyes are going to take over now 1st and 10 from their 46, from Pittsburgh's 46. And Brandon Tennyson in at quarterback. We got twins to the left, twins to the right. Offset back to the left is Ashton Haynes. Referee standing still over the ball, trying to kind of restore some order here after the chaos there. And Coach Abram on the other sideline, obviously wanting to reason of there's 2 calls, he's going to come back over and blow this in play now.
Well, and that's obviously, I would be wanting an explanation if I was the Pittsburgh coach too.
1st and 10. Brandon Tennyson in the shotgun. Ashton Haynes goes empty now, trips out to the left-hand side. BT takes the snap, drops back. He's got all kinds of room to run, and he does. He slides down after about an 8-yard gain down at the 38-yard line. Nice first play of the drive.
And also a good decision by the quarterback to slide. You know, he rushed for almost 1,000 yards last year. He's not really needed to rush this year. And you see that he understands that, and he, you know, smartly took his slide because we don't need him to get injured.
No. 2nd down and 3. Brandon Tennyson takes the snap, hands it off to Ashton Haynes, and he's got a crease. Gets out close to the 1st down. It looks like he's going to be about a yard short.
And of course, well, okay, there's another flag there. Looks like a little bit of extracurricular activity laying on the pile.
That's Rockwell, who is on the bottom of that pile. That's that's Keith Rockwell, number 5. We will see what this call is. As Pittsburgh obviously would like to turn this into
That's sportsmanlike conduct with offense number 5. That's sportsmanlike conduct defense number 9. With offset. 3rd down. That is both of those players forced. That's sportsmanlike foul.
That's probably a good call.
That looked fair to me. I mean, yeah. I couldn't see exactly what happened, but you definitely saw both sides kind of, you know, wrestling. So I'm sure they're going to say, all right, guys, cut it out. We're not going to take this. You each got 1. If you get something else, y'all are gone.
That's right. 3rd down and 2 now from the Pittsburgh 38. The Buckeyes need the 36 for a 1st down. Obviously 4-down territory here. Ball is placed at the left hash, wide side of the field to the right. It's got twins out there, including Roe Fluellen. Let's see if they work to the wide side here. And they do. Oh, nice pass to number 2, Parker Gillow, who just dropped that slant route.
You know, Parker usually has very sure hands. You don't see that very often. And obviously, he was excited because it looked like he might have a chance to go all the way on that one because it hit him in stride, and he was about to just run right through both safeties. Which another thing is Pittsburgh defensively also does something a little bit unusual these days, is they run cover 2 almost all the time, which is 2 safeties deep. And Gilmer does not see that on a regular basis. I mean, every now and then in the game, but not all the time.
Offset backs to the left. Brandon Tennyson takes it. He's going to take it himself, cuts upfield, manages to get the 1st down, keeps his feet all the way down to the 30-yard line. 1st and 10 Gilmer. That's going to move the chains, and that's a pretty safe bet running behind 2 backs. That's as close to power football as you'll find, Joe.
Yeah, like we said, you know, Brandon Tennyson is more than capable of being a 1,000-yard rushing quarterback. He did it almost last year, and that's one of the reasons he's committed to University of Texas San Antonio. Because he's very much like their starting quarterback, Frank Harris, right now. And I know Jeff Traylor's excited to have him coming down there.
1st and 10 Buckeyes. Brandon Tennyson looking to the left-hand side, punches that out to number 21. That's just a sit-down route in that zone, Joe, and that's exactly what we talked about with that cover 2 defense. Right between the safety and the corner, there's just a little hole there, and you just pick your poison with the corner and move that out 1st down. About 6 yards, brings up 2nd and 4 for Gilmer.
If it'd be easier for you, I can legally change my name tonight to Jeff. You know.
Force of habit. It's been years. 2nd down and 4 now. We got motion coming in front. Brandon Tennyson going to hand off. Going to cut it upfield. That is number 10. His brother, the freshman, going to pick up the 1st down to number 8 to about the 18-yard line. That's Caden Tennyson on the carry.
Well, of course, Caden Tennyson gets quite a bit of playing time on defense and even on offense at running back and receiver. And gets in a little bit at quarterback because he's the heir to the throne the next 3 years at quarterback when his brother leaves.
Yeah, Coach Traylor doesn't need to change the mailing address on all that recruiting information.
Just change the name.
Pump fake out to the left. That's going to be Rowan Fluellen, who takes that one and gets slung forward and stays on his feet. And 4 Pittsburgh Pirates bump into each other and fall down. That's typical Rowe. Picks up 6 yards on 1st down. Rowe, just a junior, got another year left on his contract, but he's got offers everywhere, including the University of Tennessee, UTSA, and that list is going to do nothing but grow. 2nd down and 5 now. Brandon Tennyson offset back to the left is Ashton Haynes. Haynes is going to get the carry straight up the gut. Oh, and he almost breaks that tackle down inside the 10, close to a 1st down. Bring up 3rd and 1 from the 10.
And he was frustrated. You see, just a little ankle tackle brought him down, which is unusual for him also.
They're going to play fast right back to the line of scrimmage. Tennyson takes the handoff straight up the field to Ashton Haynes, and he is stopped.
That's unusual. 3 guys waiting for him in the backfield. Usually Buckeyes offensive line is better than that. I'm not sure exactly what happened on that play.
That's Terrell Williams, number 33, who comes in and stops that. And it looks like we're going to kick a field goal here. Number 20 races onto the field. That's Hernandez, the kicker.
Well, and this is a huge win for Pittsburgh because after turning the ball over on their side of the field, basically they're limiting Gilmer to a field goal attempt, and at worst, a 3-point lead. So Pittsburgh's got to be ecstatic at this point.
Absolutely, Joe.
What happened?
Here's the snap, hold, his kick is up, and it is good to bring the Buckeyes to 3-0 at 5:15 left in the first quarter. Buckeyes draw first blood. We'll be right back after these messages.
You've heard the saying, location, location, location. Well, at First National Bank of East Texas, we've got branches, branches, branches to proudly serve our family of customers across East Texas and beyond, providing the convenient banking and financial services you need to grow your business or to help you manage your money and fulfill your personal financial goals. First National Bank of East Texas, because together, we're better.
Please join Jeff Rash and Alan Metzel each Monday morning for the Gilmer Buckeyes Coaches Show. Every week, Jeff and Alan discuss elements of the program, speak with special guests, give player updates, review key plays from the prior week, and give insights on the opponent for the current week. As a fan, this is your chance to go into the locker room and behind the scenes. To view the Coaches Show, go to GilmerBuckeyes.com and click on the Coaches Show button. Go Buckeyes!
And back to the action, an 8-play, 55-yard scoring drive by the Buckeyes after that turnover, Joe. Puts the Buckeyes up 3-0 with 5:15 left to play here in this first quarter. Now Hernandez on to kick for the second time tonight. And he'll put his foot in this one and kick it deep. And it looks like that's going to go in the end zone as well, and it'll be a touchback back to the 25.
And that's interesting. We don't see that very often from the Buckeyes. Usually they line up and try to place it somewhere around the 20, 25-yard line and kick to spots. But I think, every now and then Allen probably just wants to show the folks that are out there watching future opponents, coaches, that, hey, even from that standing position 3 feet away from that ball, he can put it in the end zone if he wants to.
He can kick it deep. And that's this time of year, as we mentioned on the Coaches Show with Coach Metzel, that this is into the second chapter of the season, into district play now. Of course, the Buckeyes 1-0 after the victory last week in Spring Hill, leading here 3-0 with 5:15 left to play in the first quarter.
I don't know if you mentioned it. If you did, I was sleeping. But you'll see some pink shoes and tape and things like that out there on the Buckeyes. That's for breast cancer awareness this week.
Rush to the outside, and the fullback breaks the first tackle and gets out to about 9 yards, bounces that one to the outside. And I think that was number 3, Amaro, that was in on that tackle, and he just sheds that tackle. As you say, Joe, good running back, and he's got an opportunity to break it. He gets ahead of the chains, and now it's 2nd and 2 for Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Pittsburgh, like I said, even though they're down 3-0, I mean, if you told them the first 7.5 minutes of the game would go like this, they would take it every time.
Absolutely, absolutely. As Coach Abram just wants to shorten the game, keep the ball out of the hands of Brandon Tennyson and that electrifying Buckeye offense. And he'll take 8 plays for a run every time. Snap is out to the left side. The Buckeyes do jump off sides again.
Not sure exactly. I know one thing that is really iconic in Gilmer football, if you ever come to practices, is Tommy Edwards, who's the defensive coordinator, but
football
also the line coach, is that football on the end of the stick, and he uses it all the time. So I know that Tommy would like to take that stick and hit him upside the head with it right now because he's jumped off sides twice in the last 3 plays.
Yeah, we'll see who that is actually up there. And I'm not sure if that's Matt Burton up there at that left tackle outside in position or if that's Amaro that's on the outside linebacker. Of course, they're just trying to collapse that line, but it gives Pittsburgh a 1st down and 10, resets the chains. Clock's going to tick down close to 4 minutes now. Loaded backfield again. It's going to be off to the right-hand side. Number 21 is going to run this one. And you can see his talent as he moves the chains once again, gets right at 10 yards.
Like I said, he's a very good running back, and when he hides behind that big old center, you can't see him at all. And then once the ball snaps, you've got 5 guys going in different directions. It's not easy defending that.
Yeah, you got to find it before you tackle it, and then once you find it, you got to actually work through an entire wall of white jerseys to get to the guy with the ball.
Well,
and
you'll see guys tackling guys without the ball because you have to, basically, because you're not sure who has it.
Talking to Coach Edwards before the game, we were reminiscing about Liberty Hill and that game. And,
now, they're not Liberty Hill.
They're not.
I mean,
they're not.
Yes.
1st and 10 once again for Pittsburgh, knocking on the door of Buckeye territory. The fullback's going to get the carry, pick up about 2 yards into Buckeye territory at the 49, and that's a 3-yard gain that Pittsburgh will take every play.
Yeah, like I said, 3 yards in a cloud of rubber pellets. You know, that's what they do.
Turf dust. 3 minutes now left in the first quarter. Buckeyes lead 3-0 on their only possession that came off a turnover, Joe. Right here in this area of the field, the Buckeyes would dearly love to have another, but they would also like an opportunity to get more than just 3 points on the board off of that turnover.
Yeah, you know, the Buckeyes will always take those field goals, but, you know, anytime we don't score a touchdown, you know, obviously the offense is not very happy about that.
Here's a handoff over the right tackle, and the Buckeyes sniff that one out for about a 1-yard gain. Bring up 3rd down and 5 and an opportunity to get off the field.
That was number 8, Melvin Bates. He's their primary running back and their second leading rusher, and he's a good back himself. Like I said, you know, the Buckeyes have got a good rush defense, giving up 116 yards a game, and which is really stingy. But like I said, they haven't played a team that runs 98% of the time.
Well, Pittsburgh is yet to put it in the air, and it's as the game stays this close, you won't see them put it in the air. If they do, they're trying to get behind the Buckeye defense, suck those safeties up.
Well, you see, that's why we've got all 11 in the box, too.
22 guys all in the picture, and Eric is zoomed in. As this one's going to come to the left-hand side. 21's going to keep this one, run into a wall of Buckeyes. And I mean, Matt Burton about tore his head off there. He's going to lose a yard, and got a great spot there for just a loss of a yard.
Well, I guess his forward progress was pretty close, but you know, obviously that's what the Buckeyes want to see right there, especially in this situation. Was it's 4th and long for them? They don't have many plays in their playbook for this.
That's right. That's right. And what you see, Joe, is I think a quick kick or something that's going to try to pin the Buckeyes deep. Try to get this with 1:30 left in the first quarter into the second quarter with only a 3-point lead.
Interesting, last night in the JV game, they didn't punt ever. They went for it on 4th down every time. So I don't know if that's a team philosophy or just a JV.
Well, they're going for it here, and 21's got the ball, but he got stopped, and he's not even close to a 1st down. That's going to give the Buckeyes 1st and 10 at their own 45-yard line. That is a great play there by the Buckeyes, and number 52 especially for Gilmer, just to kind of brag on the guy that made the tackle. That's Seth Jordan, the junior fullback and linebacker, and here comes the offense once again.
And like I said, the Buckeyes will take that every time. You know, Pittsburgh's doing a little bit while they won't, taking time off the clock, but they can only do that for so long without scoring.
Well, I think you get ready to see the arm of Brandon Tennyson here and that 2-deep secondary taking advantage of that.
And the Buckeyes would love to score before this quarter's over in 1:15.
That gets batted down by 44 Bates. He is such a good athlete, Joe.
Of course, it starts out with the drop snap and everything. It throws all the timing off. It's really hard to complete a pass when the timing's off already at the very beginning.
Well, and number 44's big tree trunk arms going up didn't help either, as Brandon Tennyson stops the clock with 1:10 left with the incomplete pass in the first quarter. 2nd down and 10 from the Buckeye 46.
Yeah, their linebacker's 6'1", 240. He's pretty stout. He's a returning starter, and he's really an all-state caliber type player.
Motion, they're going to give it to Ashton Haynes straight up the middle, and he's going to get maybe back a yard. He's going to bring up 3rd and 9 for the Buckeyes.
And that shows you how good and tough Ashton Haynes is, because he probably gives up 50, 60 pounds to that linebacker, and you saw him come in and make a hard hit, and everybody already started to yell like, "Oh!" and he slid right off of him, and Ashton kept on going.
Yeah, he is not an easy person to tackle. Twins out to the left-hand side, offset back to the left is Ashton Haynes. Split receiver to the left. BT's in the shotgun. He drops back. He's got plenty of time. Fires this one out. It is a strike. And that is going to be 1st down yardage to number 2, Parker Gillow. That's the out route that is just kind of automatic pitch and catch for Parker, and for BT, he picks up a 1st down.
Well, and obviously that was a little bit tougher catch than the first pass that he looked at, but he got too excited. But, you know, Brandon, he trusts Parker, and I mean, he's definitely going to hit him again. Both seniors this year, and obviously, you know, Gillow made a great catch that time in a 1st down for the Buckeyes.
Trips out to the left-hand side in a little bit of a diamond formation, offset back to the left. Tennyson on the right hash, takes the snap, hands it to number 29, Ashton Haynes, makes a great move, still on his feet, moves the chains down to about the 34-yard line. That is just great balance, vision, and quickness by Ashton Haynes.
Well, and that's how the offensive coordinator draws it up, because if you can seal off that first defensive line, and then the first person that gets to our running back is a linebacker, he's going to make him miss 90% of the time and get to the third level just like that. So that's what the Buckeyes want to do on every running play if they can.
Buckeyes driving into the first quarter, 3-0 lead. We'll be right back after these messages.
When you're on the go and you've only got a minute, your Sefco store's got everything in it. From gas to groceries, you can find it right here. Aren't you glad there's a Sefco near? Day and night when you need the best, Sefco quality's as good as it gets. You find everything top of the line, and hometown service saving you time. Texans know when you're on the go, make it Sefco.
Smith Quality Meats, located at 604 Highway 271 South in Gilmer, just across from the junior high school, brings you the freshest cut, best quality meats anywhere. And now it is all right here in Gilmer. Just call 903-680-MEAT and let the experts at your locally family-owned Smith Family Meats set you up for your main course for any occasion. It is always
Cut out, yeah.
Back to the action now. 1st and 10. Tennyson takes the snap. It's a low snap. Rolls out to his right. He is flushed, and he throws that one a strike to number 17, Rowan Fluellen. Stays in bounds, and he just finds the spot in the zone. Fantastic throw and catch. In the first quarter, Joe, we've had 12 offensive plays for the Buckeyes. They have 7 passes and 5 rushes. They've rushed for 40 yards, passed for 21 yards in that first drive. But, Joe, this is only their second real possession, but they're in the red zone now, 1st and 10 at the 18. Twin backs. It's going to be a handoff back. And cutting upfield right off the block is number 29, Haynes, and he is in for the touchdown. Yes, sir. Ashton Haynes, touchdown Buckeyes on the second play of the second quarter. And that is just vision there by Ashton as he takes that power run. Nice job by Brandon Tennyson to play shortstop and field that snap. But, Joe, that is just how you draw it up if you're Coach Metzel and the Buckeyes.
Well, like we said, even though the snap was low, Tennyson did a great job of picking it up and giving it to Ashton Haynes, who is a great running back and followed his block. He's very patient, and you can see that in that play, and he's got that burst of explosiveness when he needs it, and he just goes. I mean, he came into the game with 514 yards rushing on only 62 carries and 9 touchdowns.
We got a flag on the extra point as it looks like somebody moved. Hernandez just simply picks up the tee and backs up 5 yards and says, that's okay, we can do this one again.
You know, actually on this, I sometimes wonder if some of these kickers who are really good as he is wouldn't prefer it back 5 yards, you know, because sometimes it makes it hard going that close to end, you know.
The angle.
Yeah,
the angle. Is no room for error, but Hernandez backs up again. The Buckeyes are going to try it again. 9-0 the lead right now with 11:43 left in the second quarter. Kick is up. And no good. They say it's off to the left, and it's going to stay 9-0. And Joe Dodd jinxed us on that.
I'll take credit for that jinx. I'm sorry, Buckeye Nation.
We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
prime time at Smith Quality Meats in Gilmer. Call us at 903-680-MEAT and tell Mr. Smith what you need today, so everyone at your house is happy tonight.
Back to the action here, Joe, as we see that drive. 4 plays, 38 yards for a touchdown, capped off by Ashton Haynes, the rush. 11:43 left to play in this first half as Hernandez, for the third time now, is going to kick off. Now the opposite direction.
It's probably only 4 plays, 38 yards for that quarter. I think it went back a little bit into the other quarter.
Yeah, it did. It did. So
but
that
it was still pretty quick because we got the ball at 1:15 and we scored within 17 seconds. So that's what, 1:32 on the thing. So
yeah. So yeah, 3 plays. Yeah, that was a quick drive for sure. Kickoff now by Hernandez is going to be Let's see if we place it on this kick. He's been kicking it off all the way into the end zone every time. Ball falls off the tee.
It is windy tonight.
Yeah, referee blows it dead as this little fronts come in and really kind of cool things off, which is kind of a nice change of pace.
Makes it feel like football weather.
It does. It does. Some of the coaches even putting on long sleeves now. It's going to be a pooch kick. It's going to be fair caught at the 32-yard line. Now, for some of you folks, I've been asking Church Joe, what's a pooch kick? Well, a pooch kick is that right there that you just saw. They pooch it up in the air to try to force a fair catch and good coverage and literally force field position on the other team. Normally it's not that bad. Setting up on the 33 is not that bad.
And people wonder why they do it. Well, I'll tell you why, because most of the time the teams don't have very good receivers, people that are used to receiving a kickoff in those positions. And so we're trying to see if maybe they'll drop the ball, make a mistake, do something like that. And they're fine as long as it's within the 35. They don't really care. So it's a gamble they're willing to take to see if they can make something happen.
It's a very low-risk play.
Exactly.
Here comes Pittsburgh to the line of scrimmage. They're going to hand off straight up the middle to the fullback, and oh my goodness, he's going to be met by big Matt Burton, number 44, and he shuts that down like the bank at about 5:03 p.m. It is closed for business. 2nd down and 10 now. Thank you, Matt Burton.
I tell you, if Matt Burton was just a few inches taller, he'd be pursued by most Division I schools in the United States. He's a fantastic defensive lineman, very active, has a nose for the ball. I mean, he's just all over the place, already with over 40 tackles for the season, 16 quarterback pressures. I mean, he's just a beast. And like I said, if he was a few inches taller, he'd have his pick of Division I schools to go to. He'll still play college ball. It just won't be at the major Division I level.
2nd down, it's a throwing pass. It's a pass. Oh my goodness, the number 9 completed. Brought down by number 6, Will Blakely, as that's a play action. Very fortunate, talking about Matt Burton, that he doesn't get tackled on that play. But that's going to move the chains down to 3rd and manageable for Pittsburgh.
Well, like I said, so we've seen their one pass of the first half, and so we'll wait for their second pass in the second half. See how that goes.
That's probably true. It's a 3rd down and 3 from the 40, and the Buckeye defense with a good opportunity to get off the field here. Look for maybe a trap play, Joe, something going back the opposite direction.
Well, and honestly, to pick up that sort of yardage on a pass play is great for the Buckeyes defense, because normally they're open because they do it so infrequently.
Yeah, that's a quarterback sneak, just push everybody forward. 21's going to get 5 yards on the carry out to the 45 and pick up a 1st down. 1st and 10. We want to say a special happy birthday out to maybe the guy who got all this started in the modern era for the Buckeyes. That's Manuel Johnson, the one and the only 3A MVP, state champion, went to Oklahoma, still has several school records. I remember watching Manuel break the single game receiving record against TCU, and they play TCU tomorrow. So happy birthday to Manny out there, is hanging in there and doing good. Boy, are we grateful that a guy like Manuel Johnson to play with your brother, Joe, coming along. Here's the snap. It is off tackle, but back to the opposite direction. That's like a reverse play. It picks up 7 yards into Buckeye territory. It's going to be 2nd and 3 from Buckeye 48.
Well, you mentioned that Manuel played with my brother Daniel. Daniel was all-state linebacker on the state championship team in 2004, while Manuel quarterbacked that team.
Daniel quarterbacked on the other side of the ball.
He did, quarterback on the other side of the ball. I know where Daniel's at. He's the Buckeyes linebacker coach now. I'm not sure what Manuel's doing.
Yeah, Manuel's hanging in there, battling with some issues, but he is hanging in there, getting better, and we wish him all the best for sure.
I knew that he'd had some health issues, and we're all rooting for him in Buckeye country.
Once again, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Just go back to quarterback sneak and a scrum that's going to push forward. Referee doesn't blow it dead until the 21 behind that big offensive line gets all the way down to the 42. Joe, you think probably Tristan Abens over there saying, you know what, let's just keep running that play until they stop us.
I was about to say that. Listen, if I was coaching on the other side and I had a 350-pounder right there in the middle and a good running back to just power behind him, and you're getting 5 yards plus every time, seriously, why don't you do it 20 times in a row, see if they can stop you?
Well, that may be exactly what we see here. 8:35 left to play in this first half. Buckeyes lead 9-0 after only 2 possessions. One comes off a Pittsburgh turnover. The Buckeyes get a field goal, and then stop on 4th down. They get a touchdown, but extra points no good. Here's a sweep play around to the other side, number 3. The Buckeyes defend it well. stop that for only a 2-yard gain around the left side.
You know, with them being so tight, it allows our cameraman Eric to be able to get in really tight. So I really want people to watch that quarterback get under center and really look where his helmet is, and then think about being on the other side of the ball as a defender for Gilmer. I mean, really, truly, watch this. It is comical almost because you cannot see him.
Yeah.
I mean, I could make a lot of jokes about his position right there and all sorts of things that could happen. I'm not going to, but it's comical.
Just strategically, it's effective.
Yeah, so Eric, kind of move in as close as you can. Let's show the folks what we're talking about. You cannot see the quarterback.
Yeah, there he is. He squats down. He's going to turn around and roll to the right-hand side, look to pass. He throws a pass, and that is dropped. Or if it's caught, they're going to say, well, you can't call it complete and not a fumble.
Right. No, he was not down. He didn't have control of the ball. It has to be one or the other. I agree with you. No way.
No,
that's a bad call.
You can't say that it's a catch but not a fumble. That makes absolutely no sense.
Pass rule to completion.
Oh, it's a good thing there's no replay because Coach Metzel is about to have a fit
Yeah.
with this line judge over here that called that a catch with 3rd down. Get ready for another quarterback sneak, Joe. Here it comes. 3rd down and 1. And they're going to hand that to the fullback who gets chopped down instantly. And they're going to call that 4th down.
I think he's short. I still don't understand that. I mean, I really, truly don't. Why do you not run the quarterback sneak on that play? I don't understand that.
Fortunately for the Buckeyes, he doesn't. But they're averaging about 5 yards on quarterback sneak. And let's see if the Buckeyes can get penetration. They send in number 54. That's Big Braylon Ward to play literally nose guard as the Buckeyes defense, normally a 3-man front, is now gone to a 7-man front, Joe. And they're going to stop every gap, but I think this one's coming straight down the throat as quarterback sneak. And there it is. They're just going to push from behind. And the side
we grabbed the ball out. I saw it, grab it. And, that's very interesting, too, because if you had to replay, I really think that would probably end up being a fumble as well, because they had not blown the whistle for the ball being dead, and one of the Buckeyes ripped it out of his arms and tried to go around, and that's when they blew the whistle. Yeah. And I'm telling you, if we had replay, that would have been a turnover right there.
Yeah, there's 4 calls already that probably wouldn't have gone the way that they went. But unfortunately, we don't have instant replay in district play. We will have it in the quarterfinals and in the finals if the Buckeyes make it that far. But Pittsburgh on the quarterback sneak, the backs just come and hit the running back, number 21, the quarterback, right in the back, and push him forward. And Pittsburgh is going to milk this clock down and take a timeout, and we'll take a timeout as well and be right back after a word from our sponsors.
2-time Hall of Fame inductees, Brent Godarzy and Marty Young. Back-to-back #1 trucking firm in the nation. Back-to-back best attorney and best law firm in East Texas.
Crowley Funeral Home has been serving families in Gilmer since 1883. Funeral director and Gilmer High School graduate Troy Murray leads the professional staff at Crowley Funeral Home and is committed to providing dignified, respectful, and compassionate assistance to every family in their time of need. Crowley Funeral Home feels strongly about maintaining high standards of excellent service while still keeping prices affordable. At Crowley Funeral Home, we treat your family as our own.
Back to the action here as your Buckeyes lead 9-0 with 5:37 left in the first half. And Pittsburgh, with that proverbial 3 yards in a cloud of dust, is driving now in Buckeye territory. And Joe, as the announcer mentioned at the break, they say congratulations to the Lady Buckeye cross country team. Brought home the district championship this past weekend. And we're very proud of them, and we'll talk about a lot more of the Buckeye programs in the second half. Here's the snap. It's going around the left side, and it's just chopped down there. That's number 24 for the Buckeyes. That is an outstanding play by Ryan Brown. He is another one of those burgeoning guys that you're going to hear more and more about as the season progresses.
Well, this is an important series of downs right here for the Buckeyes, because with the ability that Pittsburgh has to run the clock now, and Gilmer only with 9 points with 5 minutes left in the first half, it's very important that the Buckeyes shut them down, get them off the field, and allow the Buckeyes offense a chance at least to to score one more time before the half is over.
Second and long, they split both ends, which doesn't normally happen, and they're going to roll out to the left-hand side and look like it's a pass, but the quarterback's just going to continue to run. He's going to be down inside the 15-yard line, no flags. That's just a sweep play by Pittsburgh, and that's going to go for big yards. So the Buckeyes had them on 2nd and 12 and let number 21 out of the gate, so to speak, around the left-hand side.
Well, I guess I just need to shut up because 2 times I've said something about, something specific. Both of them have led to, not good outcomes for the Buckeyes. Just like on that play. No sound. For who? Okay, well, we're getting reports there's not any sound for somebody watching, but our tech guy, Eric, tells us that we definitely have sound, so probably need to, whoever's out there, to just turn the volume up on the TV.
Buckeyes stop that for a 2-yard gain down to the 12-yard line, as that may be an E-Tex issue, but we are saying that we have sound here. So that's going to bring up 2nd down and 8 for Pittsburgh. 4:27 left to play in the first half.
And like you said, Todd, they're going to run that play clock down. It's at 24, 23 now. They're going to go, inside 10 for sure, and as long as they can, and that's just their game plan,
Well, they would love to have this 9-7 or 9-6 going in at halftime, and this is how you do it when you just get the power running game going. It's 2nd and 8 inside the red zone now. They sweep to the right-hand side. They've got illegal motion, so no matter what happens on this play, it's coming back. As they're going to throw the flag, but if it's illegal motion, that should be a dead ball.
Well, let's say it should have been a dead ball, but instead they let it play out. And if that's the case of Buckeyes, I would take the play because it resulted in a loss. So what are they going to call here?
Yeah, it's interesting here as he is going to come and give Coach Metzel the option. And I think that Coach Metzel will take the play. Now they are marching.
Legal shift on the offense.
Well, is a legal shift a dead ball?
Evidently it's not. It's not tonight, let's put it that way. But there's a lot of things tonight that are however that guy in the white hat decides they are. But there's been a few.
I think, the legal motions and things like that might be the dead ball. But I think a legal shift, they do just flag it and let it go. My brother Ben is a former official. Probably nice to have him up here helping us out sometimes.
Well, we don't have enough mute buttons for that.
Well, yeah, we don't have enough room up here. But
2nd down, and we have another illegal motion, and there's got to be flags, and that is going to look like a touchdown, but it's going to come back.
Are there flags? I don't see any.
No, there's a flag down here.
Okay, there is on the Gilmer sideline, which is correct because they moved.
Yeah, the entire left-hand side of the line moved. They're going to say that's offsides against Gilmer.
Wow. I mean, I knew for sure that their left end on the line moved way before the ball did. So I thought for sure, even though that wasn't thrown on that sideline, which that should have been thrown by that official. But
yeah, that's a touchdown for Pittsburgh, and that's going to bring this to 9-7. With 3:33 left to play in the first half, we will be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Gilmer National Bank is your hometown community bank, serving people in East Texas for over a century. We are your neighbors, friends, and partners in making this a great place to live. Our employees make us a special place to do business. We are there for you when you need us. Come by and see us and find out what makes people say, "That's my bank." Gilmer National Bank, an equal opportunity lender and member FDIC.
At Farmers Insurance, we've seen almost everything, so we know how to cover almost anything, even a rock and wreck.
Yeah!
He rocked and rolled right into it, but we covered it. At Farmers, we know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
And we're back after a 10-play, 66-yard drive puts Pittsburgh on the board. A couple of calls in there that we sure didn't understand, but as things have gone tonight in the first quarter, I don't guess it's too important, Joe, that we understand the calls. But they were made, and now we've got Pittsburgh for the first time kicking off. The Buckeyes are going to get the ball for the second half, and they would like to reel off 2 or 3 unanswered scores here. 3:33 left in the first half, plenty of time left. This kick is going to go deep, and it's going to be taken by number 17, the most dangerous man on the field, Rolf Llewellyn. And he pulls it up the right-hand side, and he's got room, folks. He's got one block. He cuts it back inside. He's still on his feet, and he breaks free at the 20, keeps his feet at the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Rolf Llewellyn. My gracious, that did not take long. Do not kick to number 17, because that is what he will do. He runs through a complete seam. He sees the field so well, Joe, and then uses his blockers with that last 30, 40 yards. He keeps his feet. Let's see if we've got well, of course we've got a flag down. Of course there's a flag down from the referees, as I may just get perturbed here along with the Buckeyes.
Oh, yeah. I already told him to come back. So, you know it's against Gilmer. Usually is, Todd.
So that's an 82-yard return that is negated, and conveniently sets the Buckeyes up at the 25-yard line, right where they would have it if it was a fair catch. And all I can say, Joe, is that justice would be to throw it to number 17, first play of the game, and let him just go straight down the field and score.
Well, all I can say is I'm used to it. I've been watching this for 20-plus years, and whatever.
Don't define the word "this," and we'll keep it right there. First and 10, Buckeyes from the 25, split to the left. That's going to be a handoff to number 29, Ashton Haynes. He gets outside, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds about the 27-yard line. I don't know how the official is saying to run the clock there.
I don't think he was pushed. I think he dove knowing he wants to try to keep time on the clock for the Buckeyes. And like you said, officials made sure that they're going to roll the clock on that.
Yeah, we're the Buckeyes playing against 15 guys right now. 11 of them wearing white and 4 of them wearing white and black. 3 to the right. Receivers drop back. That's going to be a screen pass thrown out to number 27. That is the speedster. Still going. Out close to first down yardage, and that's got to be out of bounds and blown dead. That's Tarek Tate.
Well, like I said, the Buckeyes, they've got plenty of time to score, but honestly, I know they're thinking now is they'd like to see if maybe if they can get 2 in, and they've got their timeout, so if they can maybe get Pittsburgh off the field, if they can score here, they want to get the ball back, or maybe even an onside kick or something. They're really looking at trying to get 2 before the clock is done.
Yeah, and then another one to start the second half would be 3 unanswered scores. Twins out to the left-hand side, split receiver to the right, offset back to the right. BT's going to take this one and read it. He's going to cut up the field. Doesn't see anything that he likes, but he's going to move the chains out to the 42. It's going to be a 1st and 10 for the Buckeyes.
With the keep across the 40.
And we have a first timeout here taken by the Buckeyes. And we're going to take a timeout as well. 2:32 left. Buckeyes on the march. We'll be right back after these messages.
When tragedy strikes, you don't want to be in a position where you're second-guessing your lawyer's ability or the resolve to get you fairly compensated. When you hire Godarzi & Young, you know you're hiring a law firm that has nationally ranked settlements and verdicts. We have over 2 decades of experience holding 18-wheeler companies accountable for their negligent action. Don't make the mistake of hiring anybody else. Hire the best. Hire Godarzi & Young.
Extra, extra. Read all about tonight's game in Thursday's Gilmer Mirror, complete with pictures, coaches' comments, and a look at next week's opponent. The Gilmer Mirror has been serving the citizens of Upshur County since 1877. Reading the news online is fine, but there is nothing like physically picking up your hometown paper, turning the pages, and catching up on everything going on in our area. If you're not subscribing to the Gilmer Mirror, you're probably missing out. It's one of my favorite publications, and I know you'll love it too. The Gilmer Mirror.
And here's the snap. BT back to pass. It's straight into the middle of the field. That's Ashton Haynes, number 29. He's drugged down about the 49-yard line. Good 9-yard pickup. 2:22 left and counting, Joe.
Of course, like I said, the Buckeyes, they're hurrying up now. Unless they can get one real quick, it's probably not going to be a 2-score kind of scenario here. But they still would like to score quick just because that's the type of offense they play.
Twins left, twins right, offset back to the right. Low snap and no flag down.
It looked like a jump by the defensive lineman was offside, but now I guess they're going to call that.
BT making a sweet move, taking it with his feet down to the 39-yard line.
You even saw him jump up because he knew that he was offside, so he stopped for a second.
Yeah, let's just all pretend that didn't happen. As
forces
we've
Gilmer
got
to take a
second
timeout.
timeout, and we'll take another quick timeout and be right back after these words from our sponsor.
www.gilmermirror.com.
Because of investments in our surrounding infrastructure, eTex offers advanced improvements in internet connections, service experience, and quality of life for our customers. The driving force for eTex has been to create a state-of-the-art company using both the latest technology and local expert technicians, people you know. And best of all, a certified support team that delivers quality support within hours, not days. eTex, local support from the team you trust.
Back to the action here. Buckeyes driving, 1:55 left to play here in this first half. Trips out to the right-hand side now. They'll snap this one from the Pittsburg 39-yard line. Offset back to the right is Ashton Haynes. Of course, BT in the shotgun. Takes a low snap. Looks back. It's a screen pass. It's down to number 27. He's got room, folks. Takes the block, and Ashton Haynes has gone to the house. Touchdown, Buckeyes. What a great job from the offensive line. Perfect setup, and Ashton knows what to do with that one. That's 6 more points with 1:44 left to play in this first half. And, Joe, now maybe they do have time for an onside kick with a couple of timeouts burned. They've got one left here.
Yeah, you know, it'll be an interesting decision because you have to be careful because, you know, if Pittsburgh gets the ball, they're going to be about midfield, and you really don't want them to get a chance to score again or even get a field goal. So it'll be an interesting decision on Coach Metzel's part to see if, you know, they decide to go ahead and kick it deep or maybe do another pooch type kick, see if maybe, you know, someone, you know, fumbles or makes a mistake on that. I'm not so sure now we'll see an onside kick.
Snap kick is up and good, and we've got a 9-point lead once again with 1:44 left to play in the first half. Joe, we'll see how this first half lines up right after these messages.
The Med Shop Pharmacy in Gilmer's features a drive-through pharmacy for all your prescription and over-the-counter drug needs. Place refills using our free phone app RX2Go or use our convenient auto refill line 24/7 at 903-680-2626. Stop by and see our unique gift items for all occasions or visit us on the web at gilmermedshop.com. And don't forget, the Med Shop is your flu shot and vaccine headquarters for the fall and winter season. The Med Shop Pharmacy, your friendly hometown pharmacy.
Back to the action as the Buckeyes put together a 5-play, 75-yard drive to score with 1:44 left to play in the first half. Take a 16-7 lead. And, Joe, as you said, they've scored on all 3 possessions, but Pittsburgh's been very effective keeping it away from the Buckeyes. Buckeyes will have the ball to start the second half. Let's see what they do here with 1 timeout remaining. If they kick it deep or if they try to onside kick this one here. Pittsburgh obviously paying close attention, but they got a big number 50, an offensive lineman jersey.
I don't think they have their hands team on the front line. I could be wrong.
Yeah, it doesn't look like the hands team to me. But we will see here.
They took off.
Yeah, they will.
We probably could. We'll look at that because they took the big lineman down here before he even left. He took off 10 yards downfield. So that'd be a perfect spot for an onside kick later on.
Kick it where it's not.
I guarantee our coaches are looking at that.
And that's going to be 1st and 10 for Pittsburgh after the fair catch at the 25-yard line. And the Buckeye defense with a 40-second play clock, Joe, is with 1 timeout, may have 17 or 18 seconds left. We'll see if they were to 3-and-out Pittsburgh.
Well, we'll kind of see what Pittsburgh wants to do here because, you know, other than that last score, still, if you told Pittsburgh they're within 9 points at halftime, they'll probably be happy. So you very well may just see them just straight run the ball, run out the clock. If they break it, great. May not pass at all. If they come out and pass 1 or 2 times, then you kind of know, man, they're worried about the Buckeyes scoring in the second half, and they're trying to get it up.
Shotgun formation. Number 21 is going to keep this one, and he's going to run into a couple of Buckeyes, maybe pick up 2, and does a good job doing that. Bolton on the carry as they went twins to the left on that play, Joe, and ran out of the shotgun. Now they are in hurry up as they're going fast back into shotgun formation.
Which is interesting because if they're in hurry up, why don't they throw the ball? you know.
Well, now they get into trouble because now Coach Metzel's going to take a timeout.
Yeah. Are we not?
He's going to save this one until the third down play and see what they do. But Coach Metzel now realizes that Coach Abram has given him an opportunity.
I don't understand that. I mean, if you're going to hurry up, you need to really hurry up and get down the field. You know, instead of running that clock out and giving Gilmer another chance. Potentially.
Let's see if he runs it all the way down and takes one of his timeouts now. He's got 2 left. As we click down under a minute, 10 seconds left on the play clock. So the Buckeyes have about a 35-second differential. And
if they can stop this third down play and force them to punt.
That's the key here is we will take a timeout here by Pittsburgh. 36 seconds left, third down and long. We will take a quick timeout and come right back after these messages.
Growing up as a child in East Texas, I was always taught that I had to outwork my opponent. That same principle has carried over into our law firm. And for over 20 years, we've outworked each and every insurance company, lawyer, or corporation we've gone against. If you look at our results, they prove it. Put us to work for you, and we promise to never stray from the same East Texas work ethic that you were raised on.
Back to the action. Interesting strategic decision here by Coach Abram. 2 hurry-up plays look like pass play formations. The quarterback keeps and runs on both, but it's going to leave about a 17-second differential if the Buckeyes can stop him here on third down. He's got 1 timeout left. Obviously, he will use this unless it's an incomplete pass. That's unthinkable that you would do something that, let's just call it strategically inept.
Yeah, I mean, you know, anything can happen. I've learned that. So,
well, we're going to see third down and 7 from the Pittsburgh 28. They need to get out to their own 35 for a first down, and this Buckeye defense ready to stop them. And they moved
again,
and that is going to kill the clock and move them back 5 yards. As that's the exact same play that looked like happened down in the touchdown down there on the other side. This time they actually call it the right way as the right tackle, obviously right in front of us here, moved.
And that really does hurt Pittsburgh on this because, you know, they've been able to get 5, 6, 7 yards when they really need it, and that's about what they needed to gain on this one. Now they've got 12 yards for a first down. So if the Buckeyes can just hold solid, they'll get the ball back at least for a couple of plays.
Yeah, which is about all they need. If you saw that well-executed screen pass, and say what you want, but Pittsburgh not moving as quickly to the line of scrimmage as they have been. They're going to put a man in motion. They're going to hand off straight up the middle, and it is going to be stopped by the Buckeyes short about 2 yards.
Now they call the timeout.
Now we call the timeout, and now, Jeff, they will go for it on fourth down.
Why is it? We wasted 5 seconds on calling timeout somehow. I'm not sure how.
Yeah, the line judge didn't blow his whistle.
I heard a whistle at 27, though.
Yeah, let's see if they put time back on.
I hope Coach Metzel, you know, says something about it because, hey, 2 to 5 seconds that's another play right there potentially.
Could very well be. And Jeff, we will talk a little bit about some special announcements. We want Jeff. I keep calling you
Jeff.
Jeff.
That's what I'm saying. That's all right. We're just getting people drunk out there, so it's all right.
It's only happened since we were about 6 years old. So I refer to people at my house as Jeff and Joe too, just if it makes you feel any better.
Well, my cousin Jeff Dodd may not be happy about it, but you know I'm okay.
Well, we want to say a special hello to Colonel Metzel and his family in Japan. He is also, like us, Joe, class of 1989. He is a colonel in the Army, serving overseas. He is the younger brother of Coach Alan Metzel, and he is up every single Saturday morning in Japan, as it's tomorrow over there already. He's up early with the Buckeyes, and so far so good. It's pretty much what we expected, Neil, in terms of Pittsburgh, but let's see what happens here in the second half, and we appreciate all those people with Veterans Day coming up that serve in the United States military, and this is a big play here, Joe. 25 seconds left. Maybe see a quarterback sneak here, because all they got to do is pick up 2 yards, but if Gilmer can stop them, they are going to get the ball back in great field position.
Yeah, very interesting. Pittsburgh has decided to go for it here and not run a quarterback sneak, and of course they didn't need it.
He picks up the first down.
Well, that's the half then.
Yeah, that's going to kill it for the Buckeyes.
In fact, they'll probably come out and take a knee, I would bet, to be honest with you. Yeah, I may be wrong, but
we will see. They may not even snap it again, as they don't have to. And they have yet to punt this game, Joe. They're going to take a 16-7 deficit in at halftime, and we are going to come back with the Buckeye Band after a word from our sponsors. As we end this first half, the Buckeyes will get the ball to start the second half. We'll be right back after these messages.
Rowdy Creek Ranch, located on Highway 300 between Gilmer and Longview, is your destination for a world-class escape. With everything from dinner and wine tastings to weekend retreats in our unique and luxurious glamping park, Rowdy Creek is a little piece of heaven right in our own backyard. Corporate events, reunion gatherings, weekend getaways, and even dinner with live music are all on offer at Rowdy Creek Ranch.
Two-time Hall of Fame inductees, Brent Godarzy and Marty Young. Back-to-back #1 trucking firm in the nation. Back-to-back best attorney and best law firm in East Texas.
Crowley Funeral Home has been serving families in Gilmer since 1883. Funeral director and Gilmer High School graduate Troy Murray leads the professional staff at Crowley Funeral Home and is committed to providing dignified, respectful, and compassionate assistance to every family in their time of need. Crowley Funeral Home feels strongly about maintaining high standards of excellent service while still keeping prices affordable. At Crowley Funeral Home, we treat your family as our own.
Gilmer National Bank is your hometown community bank, serving people in East Texas for over a century. We are your neighbors, friends, and partners in making this a great place to live. Our employees make us a special place to do business. We are there for you when you need us. Come by and see us and find out what makes people say, "That's my bank." Gilmer National Bank, an equal opportunity lender and member FDIC.
At Farmers Insurance, we've seen almost everything, so we know how to cover almost anything, even a rock and wreck. Yeah! He rocked and rolled right into it, but we covered it. At Farmers, we know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
When tragedy strikes, you don't want to be in a position where you're second guessing your lawyer's ability or the resolve to get you fairly compensated. When you hire Godarzy & Young, you know you're hiring a law firm that has nationally ranked settlements and verdicts. We have over 2 decades of experience holding 18-wheeler companies accountable for their negligent action. Don't make the mistake of hiring anybody else. Hire the best. Hire Godarzy & Young.
Extra, extra! Read all about tonight's game in Thursday's Gilmer Mirror, complete with pictures, coaches' comments, and a look at next week's opponent. The Gilmer Mirror has been serving the citizens of Upshur County since 1877. You know, reading the news online is fine, but there is nothing like physically picking up your hometown paper, turning the pages, and catching up on everything going on in our area. If you're not subscribing to the Gilmer Mirror, you're probably missing out. It's one of my favorite publications, and I know you'll love it too. The Gilmer Mirror, www.gilmermirror.com.
Because of investments in our surrounding infrastructure, eTex offers advanced improvements in internet connections, service experience, and quality of life for our customers. The driving force for eTex has been to create a state-of-the-art company using both the latest technology and local expert technicians, people you know. And best of all, a certified support team that delivers quality support within hours, not days. eTex, local support from the team you trust.
The Med Shop Pharmacy in Gilmer's features a drive-through pharmacy for all your prescription and over-the-counter drug needs. Place refills using our free phone app RX2Go or use our convenient auto refill line 24/7 at 903-680-2626. Stop by and see our unique gift items for all occasions or visit us on the web at gilmermedshop.com. And don't forget, the Med Shop is your flu shot and vaccine headquarters for the fall and winter season. The Med Shop Pharmacy, your friendly hometown pharmacy.
Growing up as a child in East Texas, I was always taught that I had to outwork my opponent. That same principle has carried over into our law firm. And for over 20 years, we've outworked each and every insurance company, lawyer, or corporation we've gone against. If you look at our results, they prove it. Put us to work for you, and we promise to never stray from the same East Texas work ethic that you were raised on.
Rowdy Creek Ranch, located on Highway 300 between Gilmer and Longview, is your destination for a world-class escape. With everything from dinner and wine tastings to weekend retreats in our unique and luxurious glamping park, Rowdy Creek is a little piece of heaven right in our own backyard. Corporate events, reunion gatherings, weekend getaways, and even dinner with live music are all on offer at Rowdy Creek Ranch.
For all of your oil change and automotive service and maintenance needs, drop by Pit Stop Oil and Lube in Gilmer and take care of it with the fast, friendly, and full quality service. Pit Stop Oil and Lube is your hometown car care professional and can take care of anything your car needs to keep your vehicle running great and to keep you safe and satisfied. Conveniently located on Highway 271 North in Gilmer, if you need an oil change or inspection, make a pit stop at Pit Stop Oil and Lube.
You've heard the saying, location, location, location. Well, at First National Bank of East Texas, we've got branches, branches, branches to proudly serve our family of customers across East Texas and beyond, providing the convenient banking and financial services you need to grow your business or to help you manage your money and fulfill your personal financial goals. First National Bank of East Texas, because together, we're better.
Please join Jeff Rash and Alan Metzel each Monday morning for the Gilmer Buckeyes Coaches Show. Every week, Jeff and Alan discuss elements of the program, speak with special guests, give player updates, review key plays from the prior week, and give insights on the opponent for the current week. As a fan, this is your chance to go into the locker room and behind the scenes. To view the Coaches Show, go to GilmerBuckeyes.com and click on the Coaches Show button. Go Buckeyes!
When you're on the go and you've only got a minute, your Sefco store's got everything in it. From gas to groceries, you can find it right here. Aren't you glad there's a Sefco near? Day and night when you need the best, Sefco quality's as good as it gets. You find everything top of the line, and hometown service saving you time. Texans know when you're on the go, make it Sefco.
Smith Quality Meats, located at 604 Highway 271 South in Gilmer, just across from the junior high school, brings you the freshest cut, best quality meats anywhere. And now it is all right here in Gilmer. Just call 903-680-MEAT and let the experts at your locally family-owned Smith Family Meats set you up for your main course for any occasion. It is always prime time at Smith Quality Meats in Gilmer. Call us at 903-680-MEAT and tell Mr. Smith what you need today, so everyone at your house is happy tonight.
Two-time Hall of Fame inductees, Brent Godarzi and Marty Young. Back-to-back #1 trucking firm in the nation. Back-to-back best attorney and best law firm in East Texas.
Crowley Funeral Home has been serving families in Gilmer since 1883. Funeral director and Gilmer High School graduate Troy Murray leads the professional staff at Crowley Funeral Home and is committed to providing dignified, respectful, and compassionate assistance to every family in their time of need. Crowley Funeral Home feels strongly about maintaining high standards of excellent service while still keeping prices affordable. At Crowley Funeral Home, we treat your family as our own.
Gilmer National Bank is your hometown community bank, serving people in East Texas for over a century. We are your neighbors, friends, and partners in making this a great place to live. Our employees make us a special place to do business. We are there for you when you need us. Come by and see us and find out what makes people say, "That's my bank." Gilmer National Bank, an equal opportunity lender and member FDIC.
At Farmers Insurance, we've seen almost everything, so we know how to cover almost anything, even a rock and wreck.
Yeah!
He rocked and rolled right into it, but we covered it. At Farmers, we know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
When tragedy strikes, you don't want to be in a position where you're second guessing your lawyer's ability or the resolve to get you fairly compensated. When you hire Godarzi & Young, you know you're hiring a law firm that has nationally ranked settlements and verdicts. We have over 2 decades of experience holding 18-wheeler companies accountable for their negligent action. Don't make the mistake of hiring anybody else. Hire the best. Hire Godarzi & Young.
Extra, extra! Read all about tonight's game in Thursday's Gilmer Mirror, complete with pictures, coaches' comments, and a look at next week's opponent. The Gilmer Mirror has been serving the citizens of Upshur County since 1877. You know, reading the news online is fine, but there is nothing like physically picking up your hometown paper, turning the pages, and catching up on everything going on in our area. If you're not subscribing to the Gilmer Mirror, you're probably missing out. It's one of my favorite publications, and I know you'll love it too. The Gilmer Mirror, www.gilmermirror.com.
Because of investments in our surrounding infrastructure, eTex offers advanced improvements in internet connections, service experience, and quality of life for our customers. The driving force for eTex has been to create a state-of-the-art company using both the latest technology and local expert technicians, people you know. And best of all, a certified support team that delivers quality support within hours, not days. eTex, local support from the team you trust.
The Med Shop Pharmacy in Gilmer's features a drive-through pharmacy for all your prescription and over-the-counter drug needs. Place refills using our free phone app RX2Go or use our convenient auto refill line 24/7 at 903-680-2626. Stop by and see our unique gift items for all occasions or visit us on the web at gilmermedshop.com. And don't forget, the Med Shop is your flu shot and vaccine headquarters for the fall and winter season. The Med Shop Pharmacy, your friendly hometown pharmacy.
Growing up as a child in East Texas, I was always taught that I had to outwork my opponent. That same principle has carried over into our law firm. And for over 20 years, we've outworked each and every insurance company, lawyer, or corporation we've gone against. If you look at our results, they prove it. Put us to work for you, and we promise to never stray from the same East Texas work ethic that you were raised on.
Rowdy Creek Ranch, located on Highway 300 between Gilmer and Longview, is your destination for a world-class escape. With everything from dinner and wine tastings to weekend retreats in our unique and luxurious glamping park, Rowdy Creek is a little piece of heaven right in our own backyard. Corporate events, reunion gatherings, weekend getaways, and even dinner with live music are all on offer at Rowdy Creek Ranch.
For all of your oil change and automotive service and maintenance needs, drop by Pit Stop Oil and Lube in Gilmer and take care of it with the fast, friendly, and full quality service. Pit Stop Oil and Lube is your hometown car care professional and can take care of anything your car needs to keep your vehicle running great and to keep you safe and satisfied. Conveniently located on Highway 271 North in Gilmer If you need an oil change or inspection, make a pit stop at Pit Stop Oil and Lube.
You've heard the saying, location, location, location. Well, at First National Bank of East Texas, we've got branches, branches, branches to proudly serve our family of customers across East Texas and beyond, providing the convenient banking and financial services you need to grow your business or to help you manage your money and fulfill your personal financial goals. First National Bank of East Texas, because together, we're better.
Star of the week is Melanie Aguilar. The Stars perform a string of jazz routine to Hot Stuff. award-winning Gilmer Buckeye Band. And now we feature the GHS Majorettes as they perform a dazzling routine to New Divide. Band marches in the traditional American military style. The band steps off to the Vienna Philharmonic Fanfare by Strauss, Cyrus the Great, and Nettermeyer Triumphal Marches by Carl King. senior drum major, Jenna Height.
And that's the Gilmer Buckeye award-winning sweepstakes band as we end the halftime show, where your Buckeyes lead 16-7 over Pittsburgh and will receive the kick to start the second half. In the first half, some statistics: Gilmer with 10 first downs to Pittsburgh's 8. The Buckeyes rushed for 11 times for 68 yards. Pittsburgh 22 times for 86 yards. The Buckeyes were 8 for 10 in the air with 89 yards passing and touchdown, and Pittsburgh 4 out of 5 for 38 yards. The Buckeyes 3 penalties for 20 yards. Pittsburgh 4 penalties for 20 yards. So those things kind of evened out, and the Buckeyes back on the field here, and they will receive to start the second half. Imperative that the Buckeyes go down and score here to kind of take a commanding lead. Of course, strategically for the Buckeyes, after a half, they want to try to defer to start the game so that they can get several plays that are possessions that are back-to-back, get a little rhythm in that offense, and hopefully put up as much space between the two teams on the scoreboard as they possibly can. They've got a 9-point lead now. Would dearly love to take that to a 16-point lead before Pittsburgh touches it again. So Spring Hill is leading over Liberty Ilo right now at halftime, 15-6. And, of course, a 30-point halftime lead for Pleasant Grove over the North Lamar football team, who will be here in 2 weeks for the Buckeyes' last home game. Next week, the Buckeyes will be at Liberty Ilo in Texarkana to take on the Leopards, and hopefully they will be 2-0 in district and be playing to solidify their playoff spot, marching to defend their district championship that they attained last year as well. So back-to-back district titles is the goal, and hopefully being able to march on to another deep playoff run and hopefully a rematch with those vaunted #1 ranked Carthage Bulldogs. The only loss on Alan Metzel's record as the head coach of the Gilmer Buckeyes. All 3 losses are to the Carthage Bulldogs, looking for his 20th victory here as the head coach of the Buckeyes tonight, and well on the way with a 16-7 halftime lead. I think we'll see a lot here go on in terms of the play of the Pittsburg Pirates both ways, meaning they got a lot of guys, 8 guys playing on offense and defense, don't even come off the field. And that should start taking a toll on the Pittsburg Pirates. They've managed to shorten this game quite significantly so far here in the first half, limit the Buckeyes to only 3 first half possessions where they eke out 16 points. Couple of touchdowns and a field goal with a mixed extra point. And they will return this kick. It's a pooch kick. It's fair caught at the 40-yard line by Parker Gillow, where the Buckeye offense will take over 1st and 10, 60 yards away from pay dirt. So we're joined here again by Joe Dodd, our color man for tonight. So, Joe, as the Buckeye offense takes the field, imperative that they score here on this first drive and put a little pressure on this Pittsburgh team.
It really is. It doesn't mean that Gilmer couldn't win the ball game. I mean, they are up by 9 points, but obviously they want to score and really score quickly and put the pressure on Pittsburgh to get out of their game plan.
Single receiver to the left, twins out to the right. BT takes it, pump fakes, rolls out to his right-hand side, avoids the pressure. He's tucking it to run, tucks inside the hash and picks up 3 hard-earned yards on first down.
That's a lot of running for 3 yards there, but obviously give Pittsburgh's defensive secondary and linebackers credit because, you know, there's nobody to throw to. That's why you see BT tuck it and run.
And normally you would see Rofluel and kind of come back and help there, but he decides on the wide side of the field it's best to block. Picks up 3 yards there on first down. 2nd and 8. They need midfield for a first down. Here's Rowe in motion. They're going to hand off straight up the field to Ashton Haynes. Picks up a tough 6 yards out to about the 47-yard line. Well, they'll have 3rd down and 3. And you got to think maybe this is already 4-down territory.
Almost really 4 yards for sure. So 3rd and 4. This is a big down for the Buckeyes and a bigger down for Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Pittsburgh would love nothing more than to 3-and-out the Buckeyes to start the second half. And the Buckeyes, with a 9-point lead, need to go ahead and take this to pay dirt here on the first drive. Possessions at a premium here tonight. Here's the snap. BT dropping back. He's got a man open. That's
not enough.
Gonna be knocked out of bounds about the 49-yard line. That's number 29, Ashton Haynes.
Yard short. What do we do, Todd? What's Coach Messer?
No, we go for it here. We go for it here. This is going to be a handoff to Haynes.
Big play here for the Buckeyes. First 4th down they faced this to get ball game. Pittsburgh's faced 2 and got first downs on both of them.
Yeah, Ashton Haynes offset back to the left. Tight formation to the short side of the field, the strong side of the set for sure. Here's the snap. It is a handoff to Haynes straight up the middle.
Man, he barely got it, I think, if they mark it right. No, they got it. I'm not sure if they're celebrating. All you had to do is get to the 50, and he got to the 50. But, you know, great play by their defense, but you see the strength of Haynes by muscling through. It really just depends on, how the chains come out, because if he needed the 50, he got the 50.
He needs the 50, and, of course, this side judge on the side looks like he got a stingy spot. But he is going to get this by the nose of the football, to your point. If he needs the 50-yard line, that's where he got to.
It's so hard to tell where we'll see it as it come out, but it looks like it's maybe on the other side of the 50-yard line stripe. So this will be very, very close.
Yeah, he's got it by the nose of the football if he needs the 50.
It's going to be on the white side of the football, I bet, right at the white stripe. Look at that. They short. Wow.
Yeah, they marked it 2 inches short. Woo! And that is exactly what Pittsburgh needed, and ironically, that's exactly the spot that Pittsburgh needed. Not sure that that was the correct spot, but what do I know? This just happens right in front of us.
You know, I'm not so sure that it wasn't a terrible spot. I'm not sure if it was an exactly fair spot.
But Joe, look, why did they spot the ball then on the other side of the 50-yard line?
Well, of course, they flipped it. So I mean, it's you know, the nose of the football should be pretty close to where the nose was on the opposite, going the opposite way. But no, nothing we can do about that. There's no replay here, like we said, and you know the Buckeyes gambled and lost on that one.
16-7, 10:40 left in the third quarter, and Pittsburgh's got what they needed to start this second half for sure.
I took a lot of wind out of the Buckeye sails. You could tell, and put a lot of wind back in Pittsburgh. So we'll see what happens here on this drive. If Pittsburgh scores, look out. We've got ourselves a heck of a ball game.
Well, that is going to be backwards for they're going to call offsides against Gilmer. You got to be kidding me.
Well, it looked like we had a guy line up offsides, but I thought he backed up right before the snap.
I thought I saw.
We don't have replay, obviously, to see it, but I saw our guy back up. But I'm certain he got back before the snap.
Offsides. Hold the defense.
Well, Coach Metzel talks about adversity, and they're facing it right now, so we'll see what the Buckeyes do.
Well, 10:35 left to play as the opening drive gets 3 and outed for the Buckeyes. And now they give Pittsburgh the ball 1st and 5 from the Buckeye 45. Big time for a turnover. They've gotten 1 fumble here tonight already. And now the left tackle jumped again. I'm not going to say he did it on the previous play, but he did it on the previous play. So that's going to make 1st and 5 very quickly back into 1st and 10 with no time off the clock.
Well, like I said, those penalties are huge for Pittsburgh, even more so than they are for Gilmer, just because, you know, they just don't average a lot of yards per play. So it's a huge difference to go from 1st and 5 to 1st and 10. And hopefully the Buckeyes can take advantage of it and the defense can hold them here and 3 and out Pittsburgh and get the ball back quickly.
Or a turnover will work too.
That'll work too.
We got motion and running back out to the flat, and there is nobody home for the Buckeyes as they finally run him down inside the 25-yard line as number 2 there for Pittsburgh. That's Tyleek Osum. Gets the edge all the way down to the 25-yard line for the Buckeyes. Just got hung up there. Amaro, the left linebacker, out towards the outside, just got caught up in the wash there as 2 backs lead and a guard to pull at the same time. And 3 against 1 is not something that he can stand up against. And that is a 25-yard gain for Pittsburgh on 1st down. Exactly what they wanted to see. Back under center now. They're going to take the snap and hand this one to the lead back, number 23. He's going to get about 5 yards down to the 20 as Pittsburgh off of the stop, now knocking on the door of the Buckeye red zone. And this Black Flag defense is going to have to stand up here. Otherwise, to your point, Joe, this is going to get to a 1-score game very quickly.
This is going to be one of those scores that they announce all over the stadiums in East Texas, and everybody goes, ooh.
Ooh and ah. 2nd and 5 from the 20. Pittsburgh taking their sweet time between snaps, trying to shorten this game as much as they can. Here's the snap. It's a handoff to the up back. As he falls forward for maybe a yard, it's going to be 3rd down and 4 now. As Keith Rockwell checks back into the game, obviously 4-down territory for Pittsburgh. Is Joe, other than the kickoff, we have not seen them kick at all.
No,
they've not punted.
And I don't think we'll see them kick that field goal here too, even if it's 4th down.
No, I'm not sure they have a field goal kicker, but I am sure that if they have a punter, he is not used very often. As they take their chances. They've gone for it twice now on 4th down. Once they went for it on 4th and 10, right about midfield. See if the Buckeyes can get them on 4th down again. This is a quarterback draw.
This is their 3rd attempt on 4th down. We'll see. It's going to be short, so, I mean, either they didn't get it or we got the ball. It doesn't really matter either way.
Yeah, Amaro gets up with the ball. and they are saying Buckeye football.
Well,
the
we don't
Buckeyes
know
force
if
a turnover.
I wonder if the official will announce whether it's a fumble or not.
That's Keith. Number 5, Keith Rockwell goes in and says, I know what the play is. I'm going to go get the football. And the Black Flag defense saves the day and stands up with the second turnover of the night and sets up Brandon Tennyson in the offense now 1st and 10
I'll make an
from their own
executive
19.
decision, and I'll tell Coach Edwards he can count that as a fumble. I don't know if anything's going to be official, but we'll say it's officially a fumble.
Well, it's going to be official as the Buckeyes take over 1st and 10 from their own, let's call it 17.
But remember, I mean, it was 4th down, so they didn't make it anyway.
Exactly.
But we don't know which one it was, but we'll say it's a fumble. Looks better on the stat sheet.
Well, that was 3rd down right there.
Oh, that was 3rd?
That was 3rd down.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was 4th down. Okay. Well, we know it's a fumble for sure then.
Absolutely. 1st and 10, Buckeyes, twins to the left, single receiver out to the right. Here's the motion man. It's going to be handed off to Roe Fluellen, who is the motion man, follows his blockers, makes one man miss, gets out of bounds about the 25, and we will see if there's a flag for any extracurricular tackle out of bounds. That's
I didn't see
number
that.
44.
I didn't think he tackled him out of bounds. It was
No.
close.
It's the extracurricular after the tackle that I was looking for.
Oh, I just thought he tripped. He tripped over him, trying to get it back up. I didn't really see anything too bad there.
So Bates, obviously the best athlete, probably on their defensive side. He is a beast.
He's a good-looking linebacker.
He has been good-looking for
I don't know if
3
he's being
years
recruited,
now.
but if he's not, he should be.
Yeah, he is quite a player. 2nd down and 1 now for the Buckeyes. Got it, a little breathing room out to their own 27. Twins to the left-hand side, twins to the right. Roe Fluellen in motion to take up a slot selection. BT takes the snap. He looks back. They're going to throw this straight over the middle. And it is going to be intercepted off of a tip. Number 21 has it go right through his hands for the Buckeyes. That's LaDainian Jackson, and turns it back over. That's not something that you can put on Brandon Tennyson. That's just LaDainian just not taking full advantage of the ball, and pops out of his hands and right to the defender. And the exchange turns right back over to Pittsburgh at the Buckeye 36.
Once again, Buckeye receiver, normally sure-handed, just not watching the ball into his hands to make a catch and then turning upfield to run. And as a former receiver, I can tell you, if you're not watching that ball all the way into your hands, you're usually not catching it.
Well, he didn't catch that one, and that popped into the safety. He had a spot underneath, was wide open, and BT hit him in stride, just couldn't reel that one in. Gives Pittsburgh another opportunity at the Buckeye 36-yard line. This one's going to be an outside snap, and it's going to be run down very well by number 25 for the Gilmer Buckeyes.
That was basically, if I'm right, I think that was the same play they gained so much on going the other direction last time. And you see that this time the Buckeyes stayed home and stretched it out, ended up making the tackle instead of giving up a 20-yard run.
Exactly. That's the freshman Jeremiah Noble. G and Caden are 2 names that you're going to hear quite often over the next 4 years for the Buckeyes, as 2 freshmen contributing at the same time now, with both of them on the field at the same time. One playing one outside linebacker, one playing corner. Normally they both play corner, but in this defense, Jeremiah's kind of playing an outside linebacker. 2-yard loss. They're going to have a flag on this play, and here comes
the fumble.
Rockwell that fumbles the ball.
Pick it up.
And the Buckeyes pick it up, and they are returning it down to the Pittsburgh 30. That's going to be an illegal shift, and that will be Buckeye football. And boy, you talk about a turn of events. The black flag, not just standing up, Joe, but flipping the field with 6:36 left to play. They've done the job for the Buckeye offense, and
And unlike what the Buckeyes turnover, where it was simply which was essentially the Buckeyes' own mistake, not a forced error. That was a play the Buckeyes defense made. They stripped that ball away from the quarterback, punched it out as he was, scrambling backwards, and that was a made turnover by the Buckeyes defense.
Yeah, that's Keith Rockwell, number 5 in, to cause that fumble. I don't know who recovered it, but nonetheless, 1st and 10 Buckeyes now at the Pittsburgh 32-yard line with the opportunity that they wanted from the first half now back intact. They go up top, wide open. Parker Gillow makes the catch. No, he drops the ball at the 3-yard line.
Once again, good play by the defense, but I'm just telling you, as a former receiver, If you've got it in your hands, you ought to make the catch.
Well, that one didn't matter anyway because that one was coming back a hold against the Buckeyes.
Oh, well, obviously because it was
going to
be a touchdown. Yeah,
Yeah, so you get the drift of how things go. As soon as you see a Buckeye with the ball approaching the end zone, the flag comes down about 40 yards behind the play. Nonetheless, first down and 20. The Buckeyes keep possession. 6:29 left to play here in this third quarter. Buckeyes lead 16-7, looking to extend that lead after 3 turnovers here in the last 3 possessions. Here's the snap. It's going to be a handoff to Ashton Haynes straight up the middle, and he dances back for about an 8-yard gain, back to about the 37-yard line. Nice play, pick up on first down.
So do you realize here the Buckeyes have already on their 3rd offensive possession this quarter, and they only had 3 offensive possessions the first half?
Exactly. Well, unfortunately, with 2 turnovers, they had 4 possessions, Joe, in the first half. This will be their 3rd in the second half, but unfortunately, the turnovers are 3 and out and then an interception. They only ran 5 plays for those both 2 possessions. This would be their 3rd play now, not including the penalty on this drive. 2nd down and 15. Motion man comes across. That's Rowan Fluellen. 2 backs in the backfield. They're going to fake that, and they're going to throw it back to Ashton Haynes, and he's got room. He needs to make a man miss. Nice play there by number 21. He's the quarterback, but as you say, Joe, he's also the linebacker. Chops down Ashton after about a 2-yard gain. This is going to be a 3rd and 13, but you got to think it's probably 4-down territory for the Buckeyes.
You would think so, but this game has turned out to be quite weird, so nothing surprises me now.
Well said. Twins to the right-hand side. This cover 2 safety look for Roe Fluellen in the middle of the field. As rolling to his right, they're going to throw it to Roe Fluellen. He picks it up at the 20-yard line. He just runs an out route. That is all on the arm of Brandon Tennyson. Makes that look easy.
Yeah, nice pitch and catch right there. And Tennyson on the run. He basically is accurate on the run as he is in the pocket.
Yeah, Coach Traylor down in San Antonio will learn to appreciate that trait from Brandon Tennyson. And Coach Traylor, he can do it to the left-hand side too. Here he is with a quick pass to number 2, Parker Gillow. That is missed in terms of some blocks. And the corners really kind of undercut the offensive lineman on that. But that's still picked up 2 yards inside the red zone now. It's going to be 2nd and 8 from the 16-yard line. Buckeyes playing fast.
Well, that's something that, any opponent of the Gilmer sees on film quite a bit. So, it's something that's, it's hard to do.
Handoff to Ashton Haynes. He's got a wall up the middle, keeps his feet down close to a first down inside the 10-yard line. He may be a half-yard short, Joe, of a first down. It's going to bring up 3rd down and maybe half a yard.
We're going fast again.
Fast break offense. Handoff again to Ashton Haynes. Same play right up the middle. He gets it down inside the 5-yard line. 1st and goal Buckeyes now. As here comes Amaro into the 2nd.
I tell you, for a running back, he's quite deceiving with his. He's got decent size, but you wouldn't think of him as being an inside the tackle runner, and he is a good one.
Oh, he's powerful. 1st and goal for the Buckeyes. It's going to be a keeper to the right-hand side all day long. Brandon Tennyson untouched into the end zone. Touchdown Buckeyes with 3:59 left to play here in the 3rd quarter. Joe, the Buckeyes finally do after 3 turnovers, 2 by Pittsburg, 1 by Gilmer, to get themselves onto the scoreboard here in this 3rd quarter and put a little pressure here now at 22-7 with the extra point left to go.
Well, and that 4th down that Gilmer didn't get, but essentially a turnover, so you could say 4 turnovers almost.
It is, we've aged a decade here just in this 3rd quarter with all the turnovers. Brandon Tennyson on the hold, Hernandez in for the extra point attempt. They swing the gate and will try to kick this one. A rare miss from Hernandez earlier on an extra point.
That was a good call on that touchdown play because, anytime you can walk in untouched, you know that the coaches saw something and called the perfect play on that.
Extra point is up and good, and it is 23-7 with 3 minutes and 59 seconds left here in this 3rd quarter. We'll be right back after these messages.
2-time Hall of Fame inductees, Brent Godarzi and Marty Young. Back-to-back #1 trucking firm in the nation. Back-to-back best attorney and best law firm in East Texas.
Crowley Funeral Home has been serving families in Gilmer since 1883. Funeral director and Gilmer High School graduate Troy Murray leads the professional staff at Crowley Funeral Home and is committed to providing dignified, respectful, and compassionate assistance to every family in their time of need. Crowley Funeral Home feels strongly about maintaining high standards of excellent service while still keeping prices affordable. At Crowley Funeral Home, we treat your family as our own.
Back to the action after a Brandon Tennyson 6-yard scramble untouched into the end zone. Design quarterback run. Blocker in front was Ashton Haynes. Not really necessary, as we've got a 23-7 lead here, and Hernandez will kick off for the first time in the second half.
You know, one thing I was going to say is that, you know, this is a really, I think, good test for the Buckeyes, because this is essentially the same kind of team they're going to see in Pleasant Grove. And so this is really a great preparation for the Pleasant Grove game.
Great point, Joe. And this Pittsburgh team played Pleasant Grove to a 21-14 loss just last week. And this one's going to be kicked out of the end zone as Hernandez kicks it deep again to set up the Pittsburgh Pirates 1st and 10 from their own 25. But, Joe, Pittsburgh was in that game last week until the very last possession. But as we know, after watching Pleasant Grove for how many years now, they play exactly like Pittsburgh does. It's 3 yards and a cloud of pellets.
Yeah, and I'm not saying this, you know, it's just me, because I'm an offensive guy. I'm a wide receiver, and I love the wide open offenses. Man, I would not have paid to go to that game. That's just me,
well,
you know. But
let's put it this way. I started watching that film last Monday night, and I got 6 plays in before I got to sleep. It was Thursday.
Hey, send it to me. Send it to me. I've had some trouble this past week.
Handoff straight up the middle is going nowhere, thanks to number 44, Matt Burton. He is such a beast inside. It is just, it's amazing how good this guy is. He can really play.
Like I said, he is a dominant force on that defensive line. Buckeyes are going to miss him a lot, you know, next year. We always, we seem to reload, but, we're definitely going to miss a player of his caliber. And part of it is that he just gets stronger as the game goes, and you'll see him make more and more plays, later on in the game, because he just doesn't wear down.
Yeah, he is a beast. Tied formation, this is going to be an outside handoff or keeper by the quarterback, who's got room to the inside, and he scoots around, and he fends off a tackle by the freshman number 10, Caden Tennyson. No flags as number 21 just runs around and runs to green grass all the way down to the 40-yard line of the Buckeyes.
Burton was in the backfield as they were handing off. He just didn't know where the ball was, and so the quarterback literally just ran right in front of him, and you see what happened. So it went from Burton almost having a 5-yard sack to a great run, just like that.
35-yard gain on that run. And to your point, Joe, we had him in the backfield, but we didn't know who had the ball. Under 3 minutes left to play in this third quarter.
It goes back to the tackle everybody.
Yeah, just tackle everybody that's got a white jersey on. Here's a handoff to the upback, number 23, and that's cut down out there by number 14, Kendall Jackson. And Kendall doing a great job at linebacker. That's going to bring up 2nd down and 8. From the Buckeye 38-yard line, right back where the turnover fest was to start this quarter, Joe. Here we are.
Well, and I think if you start watching their line, especially, watch them as they start walking back to the huddle and back and forth and everything, you'll start seeing them get slower and slower and more tired. Of course, they take a lot of time in the huddle, and they can have a little bit of time to recover. But you're going to see this. I mean, they're just not as deep as the Buckeyes are.
Yeah, they're going to wear down in the third quarter. But
they jumped on that one. They're going to call Gilmer on off. Okay. I was wrong, and fortunately, because we moved in reaction to them, and I thought for sure they were going to call it.
It's hard to tell because everybody moves except the guy with the ball, who's the center, and he finally snaps it, and half the other play in the trenches is underway. That's going to back Pittsburgh up 5. That's going to be 2nd down and 13, not where Pittsburgh wants to be.
Well, and if you think about it, Pittsburgh's really hurt themselves a lot tonight on some of these, penalties like that.
Well,
where they've had,
it hurts when you play the way they play.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. Yeah. It multiplies it much more than a team like Gilmer.
It's like a 15-yard penalty for Gilmer, for sure. Every negative play counts when you're trying to shorten the game. This is going to be a handoff straight up the middle that the Buckeyes sniff out, and that's going to get back to about the original line of scrimmage. They're going to call it the 39.
You see how difficult that is? It's that little sleight of hand where he changes hands and hands it off with his inside hand, and everybody thinks he still has the ball. And it's so hard to so hard to defend that.
Yeah, you don't know where it's at. 3rd and 9. Look for a sweep play, something wide, as they've been able to pick up big gains, Joe, on the outside. Especially to the right-hand side of the field. And that's, they'll line up strong one way, run opposite way with 2 backs and a guard pulling.
Well, and knowing that it's 4-down territory for them pretty much all the time, that's how you have to defend it.
That's right. Strong side to the left, and here it comes.
They
that's
were in
the
motion
sweep out
again.
to the opposite side. And sure enough, they pick up enough for a 1st down.
Was I wrong? Were they not in motion?
Yeah,
again?
they are. It's an illegal shift is really
right,
what
that's
it is.
That's what I'm saying, but they were, yes.
And that's been called on several occasions against Pittsburgh. But in this case, the wingback is getting a false start, really. And this is now 4th and 1. 4-down territory, as you say, and this one's going a quarterback sneak. Everybody in
about 4th
black
and 8
jerseys
inches.
got to know, yeah. So maybe we'll get some movement here or a fumble, Joe, because the Pittsburgh Pirates have been able to get multiple yards with a quarterback sneak anytime they want. They had it with an up back, and sure enough, they moved.
Penalty, though.
And they shoot themselves in the foot. And
because they were going to get that, obviously.
Yeah, make me look like a prophet with a illegal procedure. It's going to back them up 5.
And they're still going to go for it, obviously.
Yeah, they will. And I make the argument that actually that could even be a makeup call from the previous play. But who knows where we are tonight? Where we are is 17 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, and the Buckeyes are leading 23-7 with a 4th down and 6 that the Buckeye defense needs to stand up and stop. They will let this expire, and we will as well take a quick commercial break and be back with the 4th quarter right after this.
Gilmer National Bank is your hometown community bank, serving people in East Texas for over a century. We are your neighbors, friends, and partners in making this a great place to live. Our employees make us a special place to do business. We are there for you when you need us. Come by and see us and find out what makes people say, "That's my bank." Gilmer National Bank, an equal opportunity lender and member FDIC.
At Farmers Insurance, we've seen almost everything, so we know how to cover almost anything, even a rock and wreck. He rocked and rolled right into it, but we covered it. At Farmers, we know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Back to the action here in the 4th quarter. As I kidded with Coach Tommy Edwards before the game, hey, by 10:30 we'll all be in bed. And as well as Pittsburgh has shortened 3 quarters of this game so far, I was probably right. So a total number of plays. They ran 9 plays and we ran 12? Yeah. We ran 12 plays in the second half so far. They've run 9 and the quarter's gone. Amazing that they are taking almost a minute off the clock every time that they run a play. 4th down and 6 and an opportunity for the Buckeyes to get off the field here on 4th down and get the ball back and put this one on ice going into the 4th quarter. Probably an outside play to the wide side of the field. Watch number 2, the wingback who's tucked in here. Because there goes in motion. They're going to hand it to him exactly
The scoreboard
as
is
I called.
wrong, by the way. It says 1st and 5, so
Yeah,
just want to point that out.
Defense stands up and stops that 4th down, and the Buckeye offense comes back on the field.
Yeah, so don't watch the
pay any
scoreboard.
attention to the scoreboard, folks.
That was 4th and 5, and the Buckeyes defense stopped them for the first time tonight on 4th down.
Yes. And yeah, they've stopped themselves twice with fumbles. But 1st and 10 nonetheless for the Buckeyes. First possession of the 4th quarter. They are 66 yards away. Twins to the left-hand side, twins to the right. Here comes Llewellyn in motion. BT taking a step back. He's going to dump this one out into the flat. Incomplete. thrown at the feet of Jackson, who can't come up with that one. 2nd and 10. Ball stopped on the incomplete pass. Here comes Caden Tennyson in the slot. Amaro is in the other slot. Parker Gilo and Jay Rockwell on the field.
We're taking our sweet time on this one. We'll still get the ball off, I'm sure. We got 10 seconds left on the clock, but a little bit of confusion, I think, for the Buckeyes there.
Nice
move.
Nice cut.
Made 2 nice moves and still lost 3 yards.
Yeah,
there you go. Well, then he got it back on the overexcited activity by the Pittsburgh defense. Another dumb play by the Pittsburgh team to really hurt themselves again. They dropped the Buckeyes for about a 5-yard loss, and then they pick up 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
Yeah, not a very smart play there. It's hard enough to get a hold of Caden Tennyson as he makes a nice move, but a personal foul moves the ball all the way out to the Buckeye 45 and gives them a first down, obviously keeping this drive alive and keeping the Buckeyes out of trouble. And that would have been
third about 13 or 14, yeah.
Third and almost 15 yards.
Huge
Turns
play.
Into 1st and 10. Jackson in the backfield with Brandon Tennyson. Twins out to the left-hand side as Fluellen and Rockwell split out to the right side as we get motion once again. Brandon Tennyson fields that snap, looks back, throws it deep to number 2, Parker Gilo, who goes up and can't make the catch.
Not a very good throw by Tennyson, a little bit too much air, too much height on it. When we look back downfield, Gillo had probably about 2 or 3 yards of separation on the defense, so if it had been a little bit of a more accurate pass, that would have been a touchdown.
Yeah, I think you're right on that one, Joe. Just a little bit too much air under it. 2nd down and 10. Twins to the right-hand side, offset back to the right. There's going to be a handoff to number 21, Jackson. He stops at the line of scrimmage and gets met.
3rd and 10 for the Buckeyes here, another big down.
Yeah,
3rd and 9, I guess, where they marked it.
So 11:02 left to play in this ball game. Buckeye offense on the field.
Yeah, it's a long 8. That's a pretty good spot for the.
It was an excellent spot, and I think it was pretty accurate as well because he got pushed way back as Jackson stuck his nose in, and all of a sudden he was going backwards, but trips out to the left-hand side.
But we've been to a lot of 3rd and longs tonight.
Yeah, and this one is a crucial one. 3rd and 8, Brandon Tennyson takes it. He's got a quarterback draw straight up the middle, and he hits the Jets, gets to the outside, and runs out of bounds at the 34. And you forget how fast Brandon Tennyson really is.
Not just fast, but how elusive it is. And, they don't account for the 2 pair, the 2 eyes in the back of his head. And so, since we haven't run him a lot this year, even the Buckeye fans tend to forget that he can do those type of things pretty much anytime
he wants to. And people ooh and ah over the speed of his little brother as the freshman, and he's still not as fast as Brandon, which is pretty dadgum fast. 1st and 10, 34 on the legs of Brandon Tennyson. Takes the snap. Once again, low snap. Jackson gets this carry out to about the 30-yard line.
I'm sorry, Todd. Good hard run, picking up 5 right up the, right in between the tackles. That's just a good power football run right there. Pick up about 4 yards, I guess.
Yeah, nice job by the offensive line there, just kind of creating the space. And Jackson's so quick that he's to the 2nd level before he can even blink. And the linebacker's doing a good job. Bates is a really, really good player. But when you make first contact 4 yards down the field, not a bad thing. Trips out the right-hand side. Once again, low snap. Brandon Tennyson scoops it up, delivers the strike for a first down.
Right on the first
down inside the zone. That's Keith Rockwell for first down.
And that actually was a very good pass because there's not much place else he could put that. And he put it right where it needed to be caught for a first down and to keep the chains moving because that was a very bad snap, low on the ground. And once again, the timing is completely thrown off when the ball is snapped on the ground.
That's exactly right. That's it. This offense has a hard time.
Well, this offense is all timing.
Yeah,
all timing.
Trips out to the left-hand side. Once again, a low snap. Brandon Tennyson fields it, zings it over the middle. That's number 17, Ro Fluellen, makes that catch. He's still on his feet, but he gets all the way down to the 7-yard line for his forward progress.
I think it's probably a little bit further than that, but we'll take it. First down and goal inside the 10.
Yeah, the Buckeyes driving with 9:30 left. They are up 23-7, looking to make this 30-7 and kind of put this on ice here and important for this drive that the Buckeyes close the show here and deliver a touchdown. Now you got the big boys in the backfield, Keith Rockwell, number 29, Ashton Haynes, wide side of the field to the left. Let's see if Haynes doesn't carry this one. And he does. It's a pitch back to Roe Fluellen, number 17. He gets a block, and he is going to score. You forget how fast Rowan Fluellen is as he takes that end around across the goal line, and of course we've got a flag.
And where is it? Wow.
And we await the inevitable holding call against the Buckeyes when it's a touchdown.
Moving on back.
And that's from the spot of the foul.
Holding on the offense, number 58.
So it'll be first and goal from the 20 now.
Yeah, it's first and whatever's necessary to keep the game close. Thank you, Mr. Referee.
Well, 18.
If it happens once or twice, it would not be a big deal. But we've
That's
gotten to
three
the point,
touchdowns called back tonight on penalties. Three.
We've gotten to the point where anytime the Buckeyes cross the goal line.
Three.
Twins to the left, twins to the right. BT looking to pass this one, bumps it to the outside, makes a move, and he's going to, runs over a man at the 2-yard line. My gracious.
Where's the flag?
Play.
Where's the flag?
Yeah.
Where's the flag?
Let's see if it's going to stand up.
Around the 3-yard line.
And that is Brandon Tennyson lowering his head, and my gracious, did he deliver a blow. Not something that Coach Traylor wants to see, but something that these Buckeye fans certainly love to see as BT turns first and forever and goal.
Well, he may just be frustrated with all the yellow flags out there.
Too. Well, he took it out on a cornerback there. He didn't have the size advantage, but he delivered the blow. Second and goal, bad snap, and Ashton Haynes takes this one and maybe picks up a yard.
In fact, that was low enough, and he was just in a certain position that the way he stood that time, that he almost touched the ground with his knees, which would have been a dead ball right there.
Exactly. Just a timing issue, as you say, Joe, just in terms of throwing everything off, but they're going to go right back to it with Rockwell in the left slot and Ashton Haynes offset to Brandon's right. He takes the snap, he's going to fade back, and that's going to be a pass out to number 9. Oh, he almost mosses the cornerback.
It was a good defense there.
Just not quite put high enough.
Exactly, just not enough height to let Rockwell, who's a little bit taller than the defensive back and a very athletic player, go up and get it. So, this is no critique of Brandon. I mean, we just call it like we see it. I mean, he's a great quarterback. I'd take him any time. But on that particular play, just wasn't high enough to let the receiver make the play.
Yeah, just about 6 inches, not quite enough air under at that one. And that is going into the wind, as we've had all night long here, kind of these strange wind gusts. But Hernandez on to kick a field goal, 4th and goal from the 4. Here's the snap, kick is up, and it is good. That's going to stretch this to 26-7. We'll be right back with more right after this.
When tragedy strikes, you don't want to be in a position where you're second-guessing your lawyer's ability or the resolve to get you fairly compensated. When you hire Godarzi & Young, you know you're hiring a law firm that has nationally ranked settlements and verdicts. We have over 2 decades of experience holding 18-wheeler companies accountable for their negligent action. Don't make the mistake of hiring anybody else. Hire the best. Hire Godarzi & Young.
Extra, extra. Read all about tonight's game in Thursday's Gilmer Mirror, complete with pictures, coaches' comments, and a look at next week's opponent. The Gilmer Mirror has been serving the citizens of Upshur County since 1877. Reading the news online is fine, but there is nothing like physically picking up your hometown paper, turning the pages, and catching up on everything going on in our area. If you're not subscribing to the Gilmer Mirror, you're probably missing out. It's one of my favorite publications, and I know you'll love it too. The Gilmer Mirror, www.gilmermirror.com.
Back to the action here. The Buckeyes convert a 16-yard field goal, take a 26-7 lead with 8:06 left to play in the game. Buckeyes kind of have this one well in hand halfway through the 4th quarter, but nonetheless, lots of frustration you can sense on this Buckeye team. Hernandez kicking a pooch kick to the right side. Now this is going to be taken at the 25 in return.
I thought his knee was almost down.
21. He's the quarterback. and he is met head on. That is a fantastic tackle by number 3 of Merrill there, and he is quite an open field tackler. Bring up 1st and 10 for Pittsburgh. Inside 8 minutes left to play in the game. They trail 26-7. We're going to say some special shout-outs, Joe, tonight. One to our friends out at the Bradford House, who maybe have already checked things in at the 4th quarter, but to all our friends out there, Buckeye team has been out there several times to visit, and they're such great supporters. We appreciate them in Gilmer. Ben and Caitlin, our special guests all day today in Gilmer from Pennsylvania, former pro hockey player that's become a Buckeye fan and takes that back to Pennsylvania with him. He's here tonight to watch the Buckeyes play. Passing play here, they're going to throw this one.
Wow.
It is going to be a screen pass to number 29. Caden Tennyson, the fastest Buckeye, makes the rundown tackle at the 20-yard line, but
you know, they talk about football being a game of inches. That was a game of inches, because we had 3 guys about to tackle the quarterback, drop him for a 10 or 12-yard loss, and instead he managed just to barely dump the ball out, and then it was just a perfect, you know, parting of the Red Sea, and he was gone.
Well, it was right where our crashing linebackers left from, and that is going to be a huge pass play that was a pass of 5 yards and picked up 40 run after the catch. 1st and 10 Pittsburgh now from the Buckeye 31. Once again, tight formation. They're going to hand off to the fullback straight up the middle. He gets maybe 2 yards.
Miles.
Inside the 30, they're going to call it a 3-yard gain to the 28 as the clock continues to run here in this 4th quarter. And the Buckeye defense just got gashed on a passing play.
So they've completed every single pass, which they really haven't. 2 of them were bad calls against, you know, that should have been incomplete. But statistically, what, they're 4 for 4 or 5 for 5 now passing?
I think so, 5 for 5.
And I guarantee you, they'll probably have more yards passing this game than will the rest of the season combined.
And they have somebody move again, and we'll see if there's any flag. Hard to believe there is no flag.
Well, we were either definitely offsides or they definitely moved.
They called offsides. The backside judge did call offsides against Gilmer. Hard to see that flag laying on the ground, but that's going to be a 5-yard pickup for Pittsburgh.
I just still don't understand that. I mean, I don't understand it. I'm sorry. Tommy and a stick with a football on it is all they've done for, 6 years now for someone like Matthew Burton, and he's been called 3 times now, I think, offsides.
Yeah, I think Matt's trying to jump the snap and get penetration.
That's the reason they do that drill.
Yeah, and unfortunately tonight he's been right a couple of times as well, but this one brings up 2nd down and short for Pittsburgh.
He's good enough, he doesn't need to jump the snap.
It's a great tackle there by number 10, Tennyson, but not until he's picked up a 1st down inside the red zone. The freshman comes up from his safety position, which tonight is 2 yards off the ball.
Right.
So you've got a massive humanity all inside literally 5 yards of the football in any direction. As you've got all 22 guys in a very, very tight shot there by Eric Connix.
And I know the Buckeyes defense certainly doesn't want to give up any more points here, even if they've got a win secured.
Now they come out in a double split formation. This usually is going to be a quarterback run, and it is around the left side. He picks up 5 yards down to the 15.
He's a good runner, man. I mean, he's hard to bring down.
And he's fast too, Joe. I mean, he is moving at a different speed. But that is just the style that Coach Abrams has decided to play. He was successful with that down at the 3A level, leading the Paul Pewitt Brahmas to a state championship game where he was Coach of the Year in 2018. And he brought that offense with him to Pittsburgh. And so far it's been rough sledding for him with a 4A schedule that's pretty tough. Of
course, they actually played quite a few 3A teams, but they were good 3A teams to begin the season, non-district.
Yeah, back is an end around at number 2.
Another 1st down.
He's going to be close to the sticks. Looks like they're going to spot him as a 1st and goal down at the 10-yard line as the Buckeye defense just having a hard time figuring out where the football is.
I find it funny that the referee, who's 15 yards behind, signaled 1st down as soon as it was over, and the side judge hadn't even signaled 1st down yet. But, whatever.
Yeah, it's there's all kinds of interesting things tonight. It's going to be an interesting critique session for these officials, and of course both coaching staffs get an opportunity to do that. But we'll see if Coach Metzel takes up any preaching time on Sunday morning to do that. As number 21, the quarterback, keeps it for maybe a 1-yard gain.
I don't think we should ever send anything in because because we tackled him hard.
So a flag.
Did I miss something there? We just tackled him too hard. Okay. It's a new rule.
After the play, partial foul. Unnecessary roughness on the defense, number 14.
Yeah, okay, yeah, right.
So Kendall Jackson, who's outweighed by 65 pounds at the very least by everybody in a white jersey on the field, is the guy that brings unnecessary roughness. And so they're going to replay first down.
Well, Todd.
From the 5.
I mean, he did tackle him too hard.
I've never seen that. I'm sorry. If you don't blow the whistle, which the referees have not done timely, and you say play to the whistle, and then you call it unnecessary roughness after you put the guy on the ground when no whistle is blown, I'm just lost. Up back gets the carry, and he gets slung down about the 2-yard line as the Buckeyes defend second down and goal now inside the 5. 3:38 left to play, so this is all over but the crying and the final score. And my guess was that this was going to be about a 35-14 ball game. And right now we've got 26-7 with Pittsburgh knocking on the door, and let's just say a lot of incentive and encouragement for them to score again. Under center goes Bolton, number 21. Quarterback sneak, and he will be short.
Well,
he will score.
That's what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
Just let the stripes come in, and they'll make sure it's all right.
So we have a Buckeye down. That's the important part. I'm not sure who that is.
Well, I'm sure it was because he was doing something too hard.
As they are going to help up. Looks like that is number 56. That's Borda. Extra point left to come as Pittsburgh does score.
Bolton in for the touchdown.
54 Ward will come in his place. And it looks like Pittsburgh's going to try to go for 2 here.
Well, conceivably, if they go for 2 and make it here, they'll be 11 points down, and then they could score a touchdown, get 2-point conversion, get the ball back, and a field goal would tie the ball game. Now, that'd be a lot in 3 minutes and 6 seconds.
That math works, although they got stopped cold.
Well, wait till the official comes in.
And they do not make it. And they are turned away.
Well, actually, there was no indication I could see. I'm not sure who said no good, but...
Yeah, they still haven't made a call from what I can see. But nonetheless, 26-13 is Pittsburgh has the 26-point lead cut in half. 3 minutes left to play in this game. We'll be right back after these messages.
Because of investments in our surrounding infrastructure, eTax offers advanced improvements in internet connections, service experience, and quality of life for our customers. The driving force for eTax has been to create a state-of-the-art company using both the latest technology and local expert technicians, people you know. And best of all, a certified support team that delivers quality support within hours, not days. eTax, local support from the team you trust.
Back to the action here. 70-yard, 7-play drive by Pittsburgh. Most of that came in the air on
Most
the
of that came
pass.
as a result of referees' help.
Yeah. Well, the 40 yards of it came on the screen pass. The rest of it, I had some assistance. But 26-13, 3:06 left. Joe, we were just talking about probably an onside kick coming up here as the Buckeyes do put the hands team in.
Well, I think, like I was saying in the break, as a coach, it's trying to be aggressive and build this program. Even though you don't have much of a chance to win this ball game, you still have to onside kick just for the point of it, just for, the message it sends to your team.
Gilmer's going to take a time out here and get themselves organized, as I don't think they knew everybody that was on the hands team as Coach Metzel calls a timeout here and Coach Johnson gets everybody together.
Well, I will tell you, we've seen that a few times this year where on special teams, kickoffs in particular, we've had a hard time getting 11 people out there on the field.
Well, I think this is a special team, maybe one that they've seen something on film, because this isn't the normal hands team. For example, they got big number 7, Jerron Choice out there. Big Smooth, normally he's got great hands, but he's not normally on the hands team. Normally you would see a guy, from a receiver standpoint like Ashton Haynes out there. But in this case, they've got their 11. And I think maybe they're trying to prepare for something special that they've seen on film.
Well, I'm sure they've seen them onside kick this season, so they should have a little bit of an idea of what they might do.
Yeah, see, they've got all the big guys, that being Hernandez and Big Smooth number 7, Jerron Choice, are to the short side of the field. And now they're going to shift everybody. They're going to shift everything. So everybody on the right side ran to the left side and vice versa. They're obviously going to try to onside kick this.
They're offsides, big time.
Big time.
Big time offsides. Are there any flags at all? Look, they're not oh yeah, there he is. Okay, they did throw it. I'm about to say, you got to be kidding me. They had about 8 guys 5 yards offsides before they ever kicked it.
Yeah, that's going to be declined and simply taken where it goes out of bounds, and then the penalty. So we will see what the side judge says. So the referee's confused.
Offsides.
They are saying offsides against Pittsburgh.
5-yard penalty will be added to the dead ball spot.
Dead ball spot is at the 35.
All go out of bounds.
All went out of bounds.
Well, that's a penalty too.
Well,
if we didn't touch it, it went out of bounds. It should have been 2 penalties on the play.
Well, we touched the ball. That's
we
what
did. Okay, that's why I was already looking back to see if anybody had thrown the flag. So that's why I didn't know if we had touched the ball or not.
Yeah, empty backfield. So and then Brandon Tennyson in the game. So this tells you what Coach Metzel is thinking. This is going to be a handoff. No, it's going to be a run up the middle.
Oh no!
Brandon Tennyson fumbles the ball.
Pittsburgh got it.
And Pittsburgh got it back. As Rockwell almost got there, but Pittsburgh manages with 2:57 left in the game.
Even better than an onside kick.
Yeah, that was better than an onside kick.
And now they got the ball inside our 30.
Pittsburgh takes over 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
And Brandon's hurt too.
I'm trying to find number 11.
He's holding his arm as he got up, come off the field.
They got a frog beat.
Yeah, he got punched because the ball came out for sure. And here comes Pittsburgh, 1st and 10 from the Buckeye 30-yard line. Time for the black flag to stand up. Is they're going to quarterback keep this one, and he's going to go nowhere. About 5-yard loss from the Buckeye defense as the ball comes loose. But
I still haven't heard a whistle. But
yeah, it was tackled in the backfield.
I'm wondering who's got the spot. Because if they're saying that he only lost 2 yards on that, they're watching a different game than I'm watching. So they're saying it's 2nd and 14 now with 2:24 left and counting. So once again, they hand it off to number 2 around the outside. And he's tackled and maybe picks up 3 yards, a little bit back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up 3rd down and long.
Once again, 4-down territory, obviously. I mean, it would be the 4-down territory for them if it was the 1st minute of the 1st quarter.
Yeah, for sure.
But
nothing changes. Trying to get a beat on
2 minutes to play.
Brandon Tennyson, number 11. Timeout, Pittsburgh, and we'll take a quick timeout. The last minute and 47 seconds left here after the word from our sponsors.
The Med Shop Pharmacy in Gilmer's features a drive-through pharmacy for all your prescription and over-the-counter drug needs. Place refills using our free phone app RX2Go or use our convenient auto refill line 24/7 at 903-680-2626. Stop by and see our unique gift items for all occasions, or visit us on the web at gilmermedshop.com. And don't forget, the Med Shop is your flu shot and vaccine headquarters for the fall and winter season. The Med Shop Pharmacy, your friendly hometown pharmacy.
And we're back here to the action as the Buckeye defense on 3rd down and 10. We want to say a special thanks to East Mountain Salsa, who brought us the goods. I've got my smoky corn squash salsa right here as Jeff Rash joins us in the press box, watching his son Braden play. Gave him the night off, and it's been interesting as we got twins to the left-hand side, 3rd and long. Whatever Pittsburgh's got in the bag left, here it comes. New quarterback number 18 in the shotgun. As he takes the snap, drops back to pass, and he throws this one deep, and it is incomplete. It's going to stop the clock, 4th down and long. The Buckeyes had coverage, but that's the, I guess that's the answer, Joe, is that number 18 is the guy that can throw it further than 30 yards.
Yeah, but, I mean, that's also the first incomplete pass of the night, I think. So, I mean, you know.
Yeah, for Pittsburgh, is most of their passes have been very short. Let's see if they keep the passing package, we'll call it, in, as they split 2 receivers out to the left side, 1 out to the right, and throw number 18 for the Pittsburgh Pirates in at quarterback.
I think 21 just came back in, didn't
is Christian Layton. And 21 did come in the game, and they took another timeout, so we'll take another timeout and come back with the conclusion of this game right after this.
Growing up as a child in East Texas, I was always taught that I had to outwork my opponent. That same principle has carried over into our law firm. And for over 20 years, we've outworked each and every insurance company, lawyer, or corporation we've gone against. If you look at our results, they prove it. Put us to work for you, and we promise to never stray from the same East Texas work ethic that you were raised on.
Back to the action for the last minute and 41 seconds here as the Buckeyes defend 4th and 10 from their own 29-yard line. 26-13 is the lead. Would seem to be in the bag in terms of the score, but it's just been uncomfortable all night long for the Buckeyes on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively, and that's mainly due to the Pittsburgh Pirates and the style that they played. Kind of 3 yards in a cloud of dust. 4th down and 10 now. Let's see if they go back to Bolton, the quarterback, number 21.
Even if they don't make it here.
21's out there.
Yeah, number 21, the quarterback, goes out to the wide receiver. Twins out to the left-hand side. They're going to do a double pass here as they throw it.
He was down.
And he fumbles the ball.
He was
and
down.
was down.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a turnover on downs, and the Buckeye offense will come back on the field, and here comes Brandon Tennyson. There's the answer to the question of, is he hurt? Well, if he is,
you think we'll run him again on 1st down?
I think you're going to see victory formation and we go to the house. We'll see if Coach Abram decides to use his final timeout here to stop the clock. But about what I expected, Joe, tonight in terms of just, Pittsburgh always has athletes. They always play as close.
I'm still surprised that we couldn't put 40 on the board, but obviously the style of play Pittsburgh does and the mistakes that the Buckeyes made tonight, I can tell you this, I don't think you're going to have very happy coaches, honestly.
Yeah, a nice opportunity going up to Liberty Ilo this week to refocus the Buckeyes. They're going to be 2-0 in district. They're going to move to 7-1 or 6-1 in terms of their overall record.
Well, and speaking of that, we have a final. Liberty Ilo managed to squeak by Spring Hill tonight, 21-15.
That's huge. That effectively eliminates Spring Hill from the playoff race. And as they've still got some tough games on their schedule left with Pleasant Groves. 2nd down and 8 now for the Buckeyes from their own 35-yard line. Another low snap. It's going to be a handoff to number 21. Makes a good move, stays on his feet, and goes down at the, let's call it the 38-yard line. Excuse me, that's number 29, Ashton Haynes, on the carry. Buckeyes using all the play clock There is 1 second left differential, so the Buckeyes effectively, there's a timeout left, but they're going to milk all this play clock all the way down.
Well, you know, coaches always say if you get a win and there's a lot to coach your kids on, that's a good win. So this is a good win because there's a lot to coach their kids on.
And it'll be victory formation for BT and the Buckeyes. Takes the snap. Great snap. Kneels down. 3-2-1, 26-13 will be the victory tonight for your Gilmer Buckeyes, who move to 2-0 and another step closer to defending their district title here in 2021. Next week we'll be in Texarkana, Texas, and we'll take on the Liberty Ilo Leopards, folks. Until then, for myself and Joe Dodd filling in for the voice of the Buckeyes, Jeff Rash, we say good night. Buckeyes win, and we'll see you next week from Texarkana.